All right, we are live on the air here at McKinney ISD Stadium. John Piper along with Rick Thrailkill. Man, here we are in the state finals, Rick. Guyer versus Prosper, man. What a setting and what a beautiful afternoon for Texas high school football.
Yeah, John, it is. I tell you, we have just been blessed these last 3 weeks in a row with tremendous weather, and it's about 60 degrees today, bright sunshine, a little bit of wind, but I don't think it's going to be a huge thing, John. But beautiful day for football, and, man, we hit the schedule right because 2 days ago it was pouring down rain and 36 degrees.
Yeah, nasty. I think it's just below 50 degrees. I'm showing about 48 here. Probably at kickoff. We are just about 34 minutes away from live action. We've got the Coach Rodney Webb pregame show right now. Stay tuned. Make sure you share out the stream. We'll be right back. You are tuned in to the Guyer Football Radio Network. This is the Coach Rodney Webb Show, brought to you by BudBartleyHomes.com, Marty B's, the law office of Kimberly and Shanklin, Cloud Realty. No one can give us the insight to Guyer football quite like Coach Rodney Webb. Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon, man. How are y'all?
Man, we're doing great. Man, thanks for joining us. Rolling into New Year's with the state regional final at stake Saturday at McKinney ISD Stadium. You're coming off a 38-21 win over Abilene. Did you anticipate your first season at Guyer you would have this much success, Coach?
Well, I was hoping to. You know, we're always optimistic going into every season, and you always hope that if things hold together and you stay relatively injury free and get some breaks along the way, that you've got an opportunity to be playing this deep. But as I tell our staff and our kids all the time, it's something we can never take for granted.
Well, Coach, your offense put up big numbers again last Saturday. Eli Stowers accounting for 356 yards of total offense on his own. Brody Noble and Jace Wilson made some big plays through the air as well. Abilene did a good job slowing down B.J. Phillips and Tyon Aldridge. They each averaged only about 3 yards a carry. Was the game plan against Abilene to let most of the offense run through Eli?
Pretty much, yeah. They really played us the way we anticipated they would play us, and we knew that, their number one priority had to be to slow the running game down. And so what we got from them virtually every snap was man coverage. And, they loaded the box, and they threw 2 extra bodies in the box, and they had to do that to slow the running game down and just take their chances in man coverage. And that's ultimately where we really exploited them.
Well, Coach, hey, it's Rick Thrailkill. How you doing?
Good, Rick.
Good. Guyer, we talk about offense. You guys are at the top of the categories across the state in multiple categories, I'd say. You get 8th in the state in total offense, 475 yards a game, 3rd in rushing, almost 300 a game, 279 yards a game. But Prosper also ranks in the top 20 on the other side of the ball. They only give up 218 yards a game in the air and just right around 100 yards rushing. So if you're able to pull out the win, in that regular season game, you did it by 1 touchdown last play of the game. Actually, I was telling someone the other day, Guyer actually never led in that game until the game was over, which is one of those weird stats that you don't see a lot. But do you expect this matchup to be any different? I mean, you've seen them play out through the rest of the year. I know they've improved. You guys improved. You expect a war Saturday afternoon?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. They're, playing somebody for the second time in the same year is always a little bit more of a challenge for both teams because you just know each other better after having played each other. The film study that you typically rely on is just the film of the game that we played earlier in the year. So there aren't going to be a lot of secrets on either side. They are, you referenced their defense. They are very good defensively. They've got a tremendous scheme. They're a 3-4. That's a heavy tendency to blitz, yet they play a lot of zone coverage behind it. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at run fits. And so I think it's, you look at as good as they are defensively, you have to work really, really hard to earn it against them. And I think because of that, you look at the majority of their games have been close games. Not all as close as our game the first time going down to the last play, but they played a lot of close football games this year that have been, somewhere in the order of 20 to 30 points for each team.
You know, you may have answered the question that I was going to follow up with, but maybe get a little bit of more specific from you. Do you know that they have some really good players, but you know they don't have a lot of 4 or even 3-star players on their team. I know their middle linebacker's an outstanding player, but do they do anything different to shut people down defensively? You said their coach is a good schemer of defenses, but do they do anything really different, or do they just play very sound?
Well, they're different from the standpoint that it's about 3 different families of blitzes. And when I say families, there are some common threads to the different blitzes, but they're all a little bit different. And they bring it from the field, from the boundary. They show it late. It's difficult. It's difficult to block. If you don't know when it's coming, it is difficult to block. If you don't have a plan for it, they can make you look really bad. And you look at a few of the teams, especially that they played recently, that have just gained next to nothing offensively, especially in the running game. Those are people that just didn't have a good plan going into it. So you got to have a good plan. You got to spend a lot of time during the week working on fitting up those different blitzes, or they're constantly going to have a guy coming free, tackling you in the backfield.
Well, Coach, the 24 points you put up on Prosper during the district showdown was one of the lower outputs for the Wildcats this season. Do you believe you will need more offense Saturday to pull out a victory?
Well, I mean, I hope not. I hope that's enough to get the win. We've certainly got confidence our defense is going to play well. But also think, if we go out and execute our plan the way that it needs to be executed and we step up and make plays, I think we have an opportunity to certainly score more than we did the first time we played them.
And Prosper's offense starts with Jackson Berry, their quarterback, last week in the win over Northwest Eaton. You went 15 of 28, not super efficient, but 148 yards, 2 TDs with no interceptions. Not a great outing, but enough to get the win. His primary target is San Diego State commit Cameron Harpole, who had 7 catches for 2 touchdowns. Has Coach Heim changed anything up defensively this week to counterpunch this combo?
Well, we just go back to the first time we played them. We had a little bit of trouble defending corner routes. They got us, Harpole got us on a touchdown on a corner route. So we've got a little bit of a plan for beefing up our coverage against those corner routes. And then, they have another skill player that they did not have the first time we played, a young man named Tyler Bailey. And Tyler played at Prosper as a sophomore last year and then transferred to John Paul. Played for John Paul early in the year and then transferred back to Prosper. And I think he became eligible a week or 2 after we played him. And he's actually a guy that is a very electric, dynamic player. One of their best offensive players last year as a sophomore. And he plays receiver and also starts at corner. He's a 2-way guy for them. So that's another guy that's in the mix now that we didn't see the first time that, certainly gives them a little bit more dynamic. A very electric, dynamic player. One of their best offensive players last year as a sophomore. And he plays receiver and also starts at corner. He's a 2-way guy for them.
Changes the fabric of this game, potentially.
He's a salty player. And for a guy like him to be playing both ways in a program like that says a lot about his ability.
Yeah, it's interesting, Coach, that you talked about Prosper's defense, and it really sounded a lot like you were talking about your defense, because it's very similar in the fact that you bring pressure from different directions. You bring guys down into the box, sometimes late in the play development or in the pre-play development. So it sounded a lot like you were describing your own defense. Maybe that's the reason you run that defense, because it gives people trouble.
It does give people trouble, absolutely. Just the ability against modern offenses that throw so many RPOs, quarterbacks making so many post-snap decisions in the pass game, the ability to bring people from different points on different plays and to disguise things before the snap and on the snap. It's a very difficult scheme to defend, for sure.
Well, I tell you, speaking with, continuing on this defensive theme, it sure was nice to have Jordan Eubanks back in the lineup last week. He made, several big plays. I mean, including a big hit on, early in the ball game, second or third play of the game, I think. So it was clear that having him back would be an impact. And I think having him back in the position that he did allowed you to keep, a couple of other guys, Marquand Pope and Jaden Powell on the field, who both make big plays. Any chance we get anybody else? First of all, do you want to say anything else about your defense, or please talk a little bit more about your defense? And any chance we get anybody else back this week? Any chance Big Dotun makes it back?
Yeah. So to touch on that first, yeah, we are hoping Dotun is able to play on Saturday. He's been cleared. And it's just going to be a matter with him of the kid's been out 7 weeks, and it's difficult to just say, well, after 7 weeks of basically being on crutches, now I'm just going to go to playing full tilt football. We are hoping that by game time that he's able to play and at least spell Blaine Smith a little bit at nose guard. And then again, fingers crossed, we win the game. And I think by the following week, he would be a lot more back to full go by then for sure. But I do think you'll see him some in the game Saturday. Good.
So you want to talk more about Jordan at linebacker and being able to keep both of those young safeties in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jordan played middle safety early in the year. After his injury, Peyton Bowen has emerged as a real playmaker for us. Marquand Pope moved to middle safety. And those two kids are playing at a very high level. So we're playing Jordan at linebacker now, which is really more of a natural position for him to begin with. And then you take a guy like Jaden Powell. That Jaden is such a dynamic player that can play linebacker or play safety. He's a guy that we can get involved a lot of different ways on the defense now. So we feel like with Jordan coming back from injury and kind of shuffling those guys around a little bit, we feel like it just makes us a better defensive unit.
Great. All right. How about let's switch backside to the other side of the ball again, Coach. Offensively, a lot has been on the shoulders of Eli this year. We talked about Prosper's defense being really tough. I'm sure they'll have all their sights set on him. But he's also been probably the most successful part of your run game, certainly the last week or so. How much quarterback run you think we'll see this week? And do you have some new looks for Prosper? Because I know you mentioned how hard it is to beat somebody twice in the same year, especially after it was a really tough game the first time around.
Yeah, the quarterback run game is going to be a part of the plan every single week. It's really tough to stay ahead of time, how much we're going to need to rely on it. But I'll just say this, we are comfortable. Eli is comfortable in the quarterback run game, and he is a dynamic player, dynamic runner. And the dual threat quarterback is the thing that keeps a lot of defensive coordinators awake at night. And a couple of our formations allow us with a quarterback run game. It's essentially like playing with 12 on the field. And so it certainly gives us a numbers advantage. So it's something we're going to continue to lean on, when we need to. Outside of that, we've got total confidence in our running backs as well. And we just feel like, the quarterback run game paired with the core run game just gives us a little bit more diversity.
Yeah, I know one of the things that makes your offense dynamic with a quarterback like Eli is that, if people will sit back in the zone, we can run those little sit down routes and slant people to death. But if you run man-to-man coverage and blitz on a guy like Eli, or try to put some extra pressure, or even if you get your defensive ends too far up the field, he's running down the field with the defensive backs got their back to him. So it does put a lot of pressure on him. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, in response to your question about, Prosper and how you go about attacking them, playing them the second time in a year, I think the idea that we went into the first game with, it's very similar. We've tried to sort of shore up some things, shore up some blocking schemes. It really just comes back to fundamentals. If you're sound in your scheme, you're sound in your technique, you're fitting on those guys the right way, you have an opportunity to crease them. So from a game plan standpoint, it's not going to be a lot different than it was before. There's certainly some things at this point in the season that we're doing better that we weren't necessarily leaning on at that point in the year that I think you'll continue to see.
Well, Coach, Saturday, January the 2nd, we'll feel a lot more like a bowl game than a Texas high school football playoff game at McKinney ISD Stadium. The weather looks to be sunny and in the mid-50s. We anticipate the largest crowd of the season. Prosper's going to bring their community, the Guyer community will show up in force. What will that environment be like for your team and the coaching staff?
Well, it should be a lot of fun. You know, these late round playoff games where there's so much riding on it, it's just the greatest atmosphere to play in. So I know, you know, I can speak, not being at Guyer last year, I can't speak to the crowds, but I know in my history, just going back to like last year, the quarterfinal game when I was at Rockwall last year, Rockwall and Prosper, you know, and that crowd filled up the Star. In fact, there was overflow. There were a couple of thousand people that were in front of the Star watching it on the big screen. That was an amazing atmosphere. And then playing in the semifinals last year against Duncanville at McKinney, that was another sellout crowd. That was an amazing atmosphere. So, you know, I know as coaches and players, you know, we love to play the game. And if there was nobody in the crowd, it would still be exciting. But you know, when you get these kind of big crowds, big playoff crowds, it just really adds to the atmosphere.
Well, Coach, the Blue Crew, your student body section, has been right up there on the rail the last 2 weeks at Globe Life Park. Been out in force. Could that be a difference maker again this week? And do your players, do they feed off the noise and the excitement from the Blue Crew?
Absolutely, they do. Yeah, the Blue Crew. I know it's been a little bit of a tumultuous year for the Blue Crew, but you know, having them in the playoffs has been big. Our kids love them. You know, we love it as coaching staff. They bring a lot of energy. It's just easy to feed off of the energy that the crowd brings, in particular the student section, of the energy they bring during the course of a game.
Well, once again, Coach, I want to let you know we appreciate all your insights, and that's enough X's and O's for the week. So here you go, lighthearted question of the week.
All right.
From the manly perspective, like we promised you. We're doing an early. First of all, were you a big car guy growing up? And if you were, what was the first car you had? And what's the favorite car you had? And finally, what's your dream car?
Okay, so the first question was my first car. So my parents bought me a 1972 Volkswagen Beetle, and a day and a half after they bought it for me, I totaled it. So that was my first car that I had for a grand total of about 36 hours. And then I had to wait a little while. I had to drive Mom's car for about the next 6 to 9 months anytime I wanted to go somewhere. And then I got what was my favorite car. My dad bought me a Camaro, which it was a 79 Camaro. So if you guys remember, you know, anybody middle-aged like we are probably remembers those old Camaros.
Oh, yeah, big V8.
They had a lot of get up and go to them. Yeah, mine was white that had pinstripes on it. So that's probably my favorite car. And then, you know, my dream car, I'm not that big of a car guy. I don't necessarily have, like right now I drive a Jeep Wrangler, and I'll say that's always been kind of my dream car. It's the car that I always wanted to have, and I bought one about a year and a half ago. I love those Wranglers because of the utility aspect of them. You know, you can go top on, top off. You can dress it up different ways. And so I would say that my dream car would be the one that I've had for about a year and a half.
Well, I had one. I know exactly what you said. I loved mine to death. So,
well, that's a wrap for this week's Coach Rodney Webb Show. For Rick Thrailkill, I'm John Piper. And for all of us here at Guyer Radio, thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back to bring you the kickoff from McKinney ISD Stadium and the showdown between the Prosper Eagles and your Guyer Wildcats. Stay tuned.
Thinking of buying or selling your home? Lisa Morris and Shannon Piper with the Cloud Realty team have been serving the DFW area for over 15 years. They specialize in residential buying, residential selling, and work with investors all over the Metroplex. Call them today at 469-300-1109 or go to txcloudrealty.com and check out their 5-star reviews. Contact Lisa and Shannon today to find your next dream home.
The law office of Kimberly N. Shanklin voted the best criminal law office in Denton County 6 years in a row. She and her team are focused on family law and select criminal cases. As a proud Wildcat herself, she will offer any member of the Guyer community a free initial consultation. Kimberly's primary objective is to deliver outstanding results for each of her clients in the most cost-effective manner possible. For more information and to schedule a consultation, visit shanklinlawfirm.com or call her office at 940-382-8216. Marty, I've always enjoyed the range of menu items, whether you want to go in there for just an appetizer or a full entree. Talk to us a little bit about the selection there at Marty B's.
Yeah, thank you, John. The menu was uniquely crafted with a couple things in mind, and one thing I'm most proud of is that all of our meats are hormone-free, antibiotic-free, humanely raised, and fed an all-natural diet. So it truly makes a difference in the quality and of the flavor of the food. For example, we're primarily barbecue is what we serve the largest amount of, and so all of our Tex-Mex options have smoked meats that we use to prepare those items. And then we have one of the best hamburgers you'll ever put your mouth around. All of our beef comes from 44 farms down in Cameron, Texas. We cut our New York strip, our filet, and our ribeye in-house. And then all of the trimmings from that we fresh ground into our hamburger patty. And then we have our buns fresh baked from a bakery down in Houston. Unbelievable burger. And then, of course, the steaks speak for themselves, some of the best steaks you'll ever eat. So our menu is wide in range, but narrow in that it's just super focused on quality. So come out and enjoy salads, steaks, tacos, burgers. We have it all.
Marty, anytime we have friends or family come in from out of town, we always take them to Marty B's place because it's such a great Texas experience, and everybody just loves it. So check them out at martybsplace.com, and we'll see you there. Take care, fans. BudBartleyHomes.com is one of the area's finest home builders, locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 3 new neighborhoods to choose from: Sunset Point, a 1/3 to half-acre Lakeview lots, only a 3 to 4 minute walk to Lake Grapevine's Twin Coves Marina. Watch the Gaylord Texans summertime fireworks show from your brand new home. Low-maintenance single-story homes in Highland Village from the upper 400s, and 2-acre lots are available in Copper Canyon. BudBartleyHomes.com, they can build on your lot or theirs. Bud Bartley Homes has built homes for many of the area's top realtors and other industry professionals. We are confident the team at Bud Bartley will exceed your expectations. Take it from me, John Piper. They built my home over 15 years ago. The excitement is building at BudBartleyHomes.com.
I'm Liz Thrailkill. Did you know sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 cause of death on school campuses? Living for Zachary is on a mission to change that, one kid at a time. Living for Zachary provides youth heart screenings for kids ages 12 through 22 and donates AEDs or automated external defibrillators to youth-based organizations. When it comes to your kid's heart, there's not a reason to wait. Guyer High School is a proud partner for Living for Zachary. My son Cam is an example of early detection. Living for Zachary and his heart screening from Living for Zachary may have saved his life. To find out more and register for a heart screening, visit livingforzachary.org and click on screenings. Do it today and go Wildcats!
Fans, we are about 10 minutes from kickoff here at McKinney ISD Stadium. Rick Thrailkill will be bringing you the play-by-play I'm John Piper. We'll have Camden Thrailkill with us as well today. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share the broadcast out. We appreciate that. And we'll have live action starting here in about 10 minutes from McKinney ISD Stadium.
Technical support personnel: Matthew Blue, Brendan Carney, Charles Stevenson. The spotter is Andy Dwight. Audio engineer is Brendan Blue. Video producer Carl Schumacher. Video director producer Todd Roman. Press box captain is Kelly Neal. Stadium manager is Corey Homer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise to the full song of Crawford High School. Please remain standing for the alma mater of Guyer High School, directed by Amy Woody. Today's contest will be conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Amateur Athletic League. The officials for today's game is selected by mutual agreement of most schools involved here today. Referee Mr. Green Harris II. Umpire Michael Washington. Head linesman Brandon John. Line judge Jack Moose. Back judge Mayor Burke Evans. Field judge David Hormel. And the side judge Charlie B. Hurd. The winner of today's game will be the winner of Cedar Hill Rockwall Heat next week in the 6A Division II State City Final Championship.
Well, here we are, live, John, about 6 minutes before kickoff. Rick Thrailkill here, voice of the Guyer Wildcats, with my partner, John Piper, and once again this week joined by my son and our statistician for today, Cam Thrailkill. Guys, how y'all doing?
Yeah, man, what a fantastic day. Cooper Lands, the sole captain for the Guyer Wildcats, is set to go out for the coin toss. Guyer is in the tunnel, and the Prosper Eagles are getting ready to come out, both from the south end zone. We're kind of set south to north here, I believe. So I've got my bearings right.
Yeah, for the Eagles, captain today will be 44, Aiden Ciano, senior middle linebacker, and Rice commit. For Guyer, be number 7, Cooper Lance, future Baylor Bear.
And I tell you, for Guyer to have a big game today, they're going to need some defensive turnovers, and it starts right there. Go ahead. It starts right there with Cooper Lance. Maybe force some turnovers from that defensive line. And I think the turnover game today, Rick's going to be big. A rematch from, I believe it was October 30th, where Guyer never led the game. And the very last play of the game, Eli Stowers scores for a 24-23 victory. Prosper's going to be wanting revenge right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Unique situation there, John. Guyer won the toss, and instead of deferring to the second half, they asked for the ball. So clearly, Coach Webb's trying to make a statement here early in this game. He said, give me the ball.
Yeah, I think we've got Cam on with us now. How you doing, Cam?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I always love being up here in the booth. It's a great view of the game, good weather, and I'm just excited to watch some football today.
Well, it's a unique perspective, isn't it? After playing for so long, to be up here and see the game like this. I know you said last week you really enjoyed doing that, but do your juices still get a little bit flowing? I mean, do you still?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of my really good buddies down there. They're still playing. A lot of kids that I played with, so. It's cool to watch them and see them grow. They got another year under their belt now, so it's definitely a fun experience.
Well, Cam brings some unique insight, just 1 year removed from that locker room there as a Guyer Wildcat, and he's going to be able to bring us some unique perspectives throughout this game. And boy, Rick, we're expecting just a battle royale. Kind of a heavyweight boxing match. 2 6A perennial powers going at it right here in McKinney, Texas today. We're right next to the CW33. This game is getting regional attention. All kinds of media are here. And the winner here goes to the state semifinals. And I think it might be right back here next week. The winner of this one will face their foe next week.
Yeah, this is just a fantastic facility up here. Very similar to the new facility in Prosper. We're watching Gerard Hurd in my oldest son's state championship game score there. To give Guyer a victory. John, we spoke to Coach Webb before the game, or in his coach's show that aired right before the game. And one of the unique stats, I think, in all of sports happened the last time these two guys got together, and that was Guyer winning the game as they take the field here, running through their sign. Excited today. But Guyer won the game, but they trailed the entire game.
Yeah, kind of a weird stat.
They led for exactly 0 seconds.
Yeah, it was really weird. As time expired, Guyer wins it, and it was an emotional win early in Coach Webb's coaching career here at Guyer, and I think it really kind of helped catapult him for the balance of the season.
Yeah, they played much better after that. One of the things that we're going to talk about, I'm sure will be a theme for today, is the discipline and the stoutness of this Prosper defense. I think your key to the game today is those two sides of the ball, right? Like, can Guyer figure a way to get a couple of big plays in there, and can Prosper do what they did before, really slow them down and make them drive the field?
Rick, always a unique time when the color guard comes out when we're going to have our national anthem.
Wow, John, every time I hear that, still gives me goosebumps. You know, we talked about today's games. About 50 degrees, like you said, at kickoff. Going to be about 60 by the time we get into the middle of this game. Bright sunshine, little breezy, but not too much. I don't think it's anything that's going to be a huge effect on the game today. One thing that's exciting to see, I don't know how much he will play, but number 19 in black is out there dressed in his uniform, and so is 42. So you get O'Bara and Dotun at least on the sidelines dressed in this game with a little bit of presence.
And we were talking as we prepared to go live on the air, Rick, if Dotun can just give them, 8, 12, maybe 14 plays from that defensive side of the ball, maybe give Blaine Smith some breaks. This will be a fast-paced game. I think Prosper likes to go fast as well. Guyer comes into this one 10-2 on the season. Prosper 8-3. Guyer averaging 475 yards of total offense each game, and Prosper's known more for their defense. So it'll be an interesting matchup, and they'll be keying in on Eli Stowers, the senior quarterback, to try to slow him down and thus slowing down that Guyer offense.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing that I'm excited about too in this one is talent. There's a lot of talent on that field. We'll go through some of them as we get further into the game. But here we go. Toe meets leather. It's a little pooch kick. Guyer's going to come up, fair catch it. They'll take it right there at the 32.
Hey, quick shout out, Rick, our good friend and producer Kyle Rogers, who can't be with us today because he has another commitment, is tuned in. Thanks, Kyle. He says we sound good. It's always amazing when we don't have Kyle with us and we get on the air.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So here we go. Get the picture. Guyer right to left on your radio dial. They're in the all black, those gleaming silver helmets. Stowers flanked on his left by B.J. Phillips. Stack formation, going to take and fake and look, and nobody open. He's going to scramble it. He is eaten up. And John tried to run the backside slant to 34 Riggs, and he was just swallowed up there. Aiden Ciano, 44 on the tackle. That's number 8, Tyler Bailey, and that's one of the beginning interesting stories of the day. Stowers now, again, he's right back to the line after that loss of 8. Handoff inside, B.J. Phillips pounds forward. Maybe 2-yard gain. He's tackled by Ryan Medeiros from his safety spot. John, you want to...
Yeah, Rick, that previous play, the pocket just collapsed. There were 4 Prosper Eagles that just nowhere for Eli Stowers to go. He just had to tuck it and go to the ground.
Yeah, it's going to be tough going today. 3rd down and 14 for Stowers. He checks to me the sidelines, fakes and look, and again pressured. He fires down deep, and it is picked off. Way underthrown there for 34 Riggs, who had a step. But again, that's number 8, Tyler Bailey. And, John, that's the story that we talked about. Number 8 was not available last time.
Yeah, the ball came out of Stowers' hands. The receiver had about 3 steps on the Prosper defender, but it was underthrown. The ball came out a little bit like a knuckleball, not a real tight spiral. And a big turnover here. Prosper will take over right at midfield.
Yeah, I think his arm might have gotten hit from the backside as he was trying to let that go. But just what we thought, tight. The corners and safety secondary for Prosper is exceptional and might be the closest thing Guyer plays to a secondary like them. So here we go now. Jackson Berry. He's got trips to his left. He's going to take, fake, and keep on the quarterback. Keeper on the left side. He shoves ahead, John, for about 4 or 5 yards. Check the number in there. Tackled by 16 Foster, I think, for the Wildcats in there. Gain on that play is 4, John. Be 2nd down and 6.
That defensive front led by Cooper Lands and Blaine Smith in the middle. Rowan Briggs rounds out that defensive front 3 for your Guyer Wildcats today.
Prosper is in the all-white uniforms with the green trim, green numbers. Barry got 11. Noah Billings with him in the backfield. He's going to keep quarterback on the left side. He's going to straighten it up, get up by the stakes. Tackle again over there by 16 Foster, 17 Fugit. Just enough for the first down, John.
Another defender that's out today, Braden Vallejo, the junior middle linebacker, is not playing today. Not sure his status the balance of the season.
All right, Barry. Now in the pistol. Got twins up on the left side. It's like he's changing this play here at the line. Going to send 21 to Vinny in motion and fire outside on the quick sit-down route. That's stopped immediately by 22 Peyton Bowen, number 9 Harpool Harpole on that reception. Cameron Harpole, who, by the way, is headed to San Diego State. Big senior slot receiver. Gain on that play short, John, only about 3 yards.
Yeah, Harpole had a big game. I think 7 receptions in the previous matchup. And, Guyer's defense will be keying in on him, try to slow him down.
You get Harpole in motion. This time hand inside the 21, Jacob DeVinny, and he gains about a yard. Quickly brought down in there by 7 Cooper Lance as he collapsed the pocket from his end. Third down, John. Let's call it a short 7 or long 6. You could debate that. Big play here for the Guyer defense early in the game.
Yeah, Guyer having a kind of a wholesale substitution. About 4 players go in, 4 come out.
Yeah, they've been
probably anticipating a pass right here.
You've been seeing that a lot. We'll talk more about it as this play develops. Barry still in the pistol again. 21 DeVinny behind him. He's going to take and fake and drop straight back. And fireball is deflected. Excellent job in there. I think that was big number 9, Rowan Briggs. Got a mid up there and deflected that one as it falls incomplete. And it looks like Prosper will punt the ball here. And nice defensive effort from the Wildcats there as they bent a little bit on the first 2 plays, but then they bowed their neck strong, John.
After the turnover, Prosper was in great position there at midfield and now forces a punt.
Cam, who's the punter? Check the number on this punter here for, looks like maybe 6. Anyway, Prosper punts it, and it is headed for the corner, and 6 Grant Peck punts that ball. Let's see where the referee comes up and marks that. Probably going to be around the 15 to 18-yard line.
Well, he keeps walking up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we'll call it the
kind of a break
18.
for the Wildcats. He was definitely angling for the sideline, but I thought it went out at about the 10, but they mark it at about the 18.
Yeah, they mark it at the 18. That's where Wildcats will take over, John. It's 8 minutes, 21 seconds to go here in this scoreless first quarter. So far, we traded punts, traded possessions as Guyer threw the long interception. It was almost like a punt.
Last week, B.J. Phillips and Tyon Aldridge only averaged about 3 yards a carry. I think today we're going to have to see more output from the running game beyond just Eli Stowers for Guyer to really have a nice balance, both the passing attack as well as establishing the run.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked a little bit about Bailey, Tyler Bailey, 6'1", 190-pound junior for Prosper, not being there the last time he's made that first interception. He transferred, John, to another school last year.
He was at JP2, a private school here in Plano, Texas, and then he came back to Prosper, I think, sometime during the year this season.
Yeah, and I think once that happens, you have to have when you transfer from a private school back to a public school. There's no problem with eligibility, but it usually takes a couple of 3 weeks because of the athletic rule, right? You have to practice in shorts for a little bit of time. You have to practice in pads for a little bit of time. You have to acclimate yourself before you're actually available. Plus, you have to be officially registered and have all your classes and have been in a class, I think. So, he missed a couple of ball games, but Coach says they will definitely have to account for him, and here we go. Guyer now, again, like I said, all black. Stowers, stack formation on the right hands. Tyon Aldridge up the middle, nowhere to go, John. He does power forward from maybe a yard, but inside of that.
Not usually a good sign when you see Gabe Blair standing up on his feet. We like to see him in pancake formation.
Yeah, 22 Herman Lee on that tackle middle linebacker. A lot of movement there. No flags, though. I'm not sure what happened. Stowers going to throw the ball away. I thought for sure Guyer had
a lot of confusion.
Prosper jumping. Did you see that, John? Maybe he didn't get in the neutral zone, but I think it even confused Guyer players. Anyway, that was a wasted down. was frustrating right there. Going to be third down. And
Stowers just kind of threw it away thinking it was a dead ball.
Yeah, I think he thought he had him an offsides penalty in play. Now, pressure off the corner, and Stowers going to roll and do a great job and throw it. Is it caught? Yes. DeMarcus Howard, a sliding catch. Got a flag, though. I think he might have been out of bounds. Let's see what the call is. Yep. Now, the only thing is, was he pushed out of bounds? Can't go out of bounds and be the first one to come back in and touch it. Let's see what the call is.
The referee has tossed his hat to where the ball was received, and he tossed a flag.
Yeah, usually you have to come back in on both feet, establish yourself in bounds again before you can catch it. Yeah. So what happened there, John, I know a lot of people that don't know this rule is if you're a receiver and you're out of bounds, if you get pushed out of bounds or out of bounds in a normal play, you can't just jump back in and catch the ball. You have to get back in bounds with both feet, establish yourself in bounds before you can catch the ball, or it has to be deflected by somebody. You can't be the first one until you come back in.
Yeah,
and that's
tough
what
break.
they call.
That was enough for, I believe, a first down. That's going to force a punting situation for Guyer deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I think it carries a loss of down, too. That's a tough penalty. Tyler Bailey back to receive Horn's kick, and Bailey's got his feet on the Guyer Wildcat side of the field. Horn with a nice kick. Spluttering up, takes a big Prosper bounce, though. That's not good. That's going to go all the way back inside the 40 before it's touched down there by, looks like 21 Yates.
Yeah, that ball hit like a low sand wedge into the wind with a lot of spin, and it immediately went back about 10 yards. Nice break for Prosper. They're going to start again with great field position, Rick, on the Guyer side of the field at about the 40.
Yeah, one thing I noticed today, John, we were talking about earlier about the wind is, I think the wind's only blowing about maybe 8 to 10 miles an hour. But one thing that's typical here in Texas is in an open stadium like this at the end, it's kind of swirling. It keeps moving directionally. All right, snap. Berry going to fire quickly out on the left, 11 Billings, and he takes it straight up the field. And love that little popular quick screen. You're going to see that a lot. Obviously, tackle over there by 11, Carson Parham, but not before a gain of about 6, John. Call it second down and a short 4.
Yeah, Jackson Berry on the season, really efficient through the air. Does not throw many interceptions, so a lot of that possession-type passing and just tries to move the chains, short yardage-type opportunities.
Yeah, Southern Utah commit, Jackson Berry. Now he's going to send Billings in motion, hand to him on the jet sweep. We got it played pretty well. Excellent job over there by the Wildcats. They strung that play out. It's like safety Peyton Bowen up from his weak safety position to make that tackle. Great job there by just Pursue and I think 21 Yates, who really sort of strung that thing out.
Yeah, the entire left side of the Guyer defense really pushed that down the sideline. Nowhere to go for really no gain.
Yeah, you got 83 Braden Reimer, young sophomore receiver, checking into the game. Tyler Bailey, we talked about, is in a slot on the left. He'll play both ways today. Big Cameron Harpole is by himself down here on the right. Cameron Yates, young players, man-to-man with Harpole. That's one to watch. Devaney behind him in the pistol, went the wrong way there. And, oh, my gosh, Jackson Berry, what a heads-up play, though, as he takes the ball forward. And I think he's going to make the first down. Real heads-up play there. Tackled by 6 Eubanks, but not before they moved the chains. And I'm not sure whether Devaney went the wrong way or the quarterback did, John.
Fans, if you're just now tuning in, we are at 0-0 with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter from McKinney ISD Stadium. This is the Guyer Football Radio Network. We're glad you're here.
All right, Jackson Berry now has got Devaney on his left. Harpool in a short slot on the right. Going to go in motion. Going to take it, fake, and he fires a wheel route down the sidelines, and he had it wide open.
Wow, he had 2 receivers. He had 2 receivers, and he threw it. There were about 10 yards of separation between the 2 Prosper receivers, and he threw it right between them as an uncatchable ball, a little over the first receiver and underthrown for the second receiver. Might have been a little confusion there in the route.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether Jackson Berry may have thought that Harpole was going to make a little bit of a move to the post because he threw the ball to the inside a little bit. and he was definitive in his footwork. It looks like that's where he meant to throw the ball. All right, DeFinney again in the pistol behind Jackson Berry. Takes a snap, hands right up the middle to Vinny. Nowhere to go, right? Yeah, Rowan Briggs on the stop, and boy, it's nice to see Big 42 Dotun took on 3 players in the middle of that field and nowhere to go for DeVinny. Third down now at about 9, John.
Yeah, Dotun's got a great attitude. The senior, he's a full-time starter last year as well, and just brings a lot of joy to that sideline. The consummate team player, 3-year starter for the Guyer defense.
Yeah, he's been a tremendous player for Guyer. Tremendous young man, too. Berry now takes snaps, fakes, looks right down the middle, firing to Harpole. Touchdown. There is a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. I think it's just going to be a sideline warning, though, because of the coach running onto the field. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, the flag came from right by the Guyer bench, well away from the play.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's got illegal man downfield. You might have had somebody either was supposed to be – they had twins on the right here, John. One of them was supposed to be on the line of scrimmage, and they had too many men in the backfield. And
wow, nice break for the Guyer Wildcats.
Big break. Not only that, it's 3rd down and 14, too. So he take a touchdown off the board, and it's going to be difficult here, but they probably are in four down territory. So let's see. They got trips on the right here, pistol formation. Let's see what they try to do. And they fire out here complete, and exactly what I thought, John. They're trying to get half of it back. Catches 83 Reimer. Logan McDermott on the stop, and it's going to be 4th down and about 6.5. And really, you're in no man's land here. I know that Prosper has a decent kicker, but you're 40-plus yards here early in the game. I think at this age, I think your odds are probably just as good that you make this 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going to line up to go for this.
It's all up 6 yards, though.
They've had some success throwing the short pass, and they're going to need a good 6 yards to convert here.
Yeah, Barry by himself in the backfield, going to take and fire down the middle to Harpole, and it's complete. And he's down to the 5-yard line, and, man, that is just a tough guy to defend. Cameron Harpole, 6'4", 220 pounds.
Yeah, just a slant route right in the middle of the field. Nice, quick toss, wide open, and moves the chains.
He's like
big first down.
He's like one of these modern-day hybrids, John, like almost like a tight end. Big body guy with some speed and just tough to cover. Barry now again in the pistol. This time got Billings, and he's going to keep it, and nowhere to go. Right into the arms of Jordan Eubanks and 33, Marquand Pope. Maybe a gain of a yard or so. He's going to be 2nd down and goal at the 6. Yeah, getting back to Harpole. He just is a matchup nightmare, John. He's too big for a corner to cover and really too agile for a linebacker or a safety to cover. And guy's got big, tall, long arms, just prototypical guy you see it all the time.
He gave Guyer trouble earlier in the season. And so far, I think he's got about 3 catches early in this ballgame.
Yeah, trips left. 21 DeVinny back in the game. Now he's going to move him from the pistol to a right side step now. Firing in the slot sidearm, and that thing is broken up. Boy, he looked like a little Matt Stafford action there.
Boy, dangerous pass. He was throwing at the Guyer defenders were cutting. Close to be intercepted there.
Yeah, I don't. That was not a good decision from a senior's 3-year starter, Jackson Berry, too. That's he's been very smart with the ball there. I'm not sure. They had double slants in there, and he kind of threw in the middle of about 5 or 6 guys, Guyer and Prosper. 3rd down here at about 7. You got 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go as Billings goes in motion on the left. Going to take and fire to the corner, and that's not going to be in the vicinity of anybody. And back there to defend Darius Goodlow and trying to hit Harpole there in the clear out, and there's just nobody there.
Yeah, I think a smart play from the senior. Didn't really have anybody open, so he threw it out of the back of the end zone. It's going to bring up a field goal attempt for Prosper to try to get the first points on the board here with 2:31 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, you got, Noah Peck back in here again, Grant Peck back in here now. The ball's down, the kick is up, and it is good. Actually, that was 36 there. Anthony Benford. My bad. Again, those numbers as they turn sideways, I thought it was 6, but 36. Anthony Bedford, and he sticks that thing right through, John, and 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and it's 3-0. Eagles strike first.
Yeah, we're not expecting a big output of points today. The first game ends a 24-23 win by Guyer, and a lot of the points came in that last few minutes of the ball game.
I think there were 3 touchdowns scored, or maybe a field goal and 2 touchdowns scored in the last 3 minutes of that ball game. And we talked about it earlier. Prosper, other than Ryan, Prosper definitely the best defense we've seen this year. I mean, Allen was explosive, certainly, but not a strong defense this year from Allen. This Prosper team, by far, the best defensive unit that we've seen other than the Ryan Raiders. And points are going to be difficult to come by today, but good job there with the Guyer defense, bowing their neck, holding them to a field goal.
Yeah, hey, shout out to our friends over at Denton Ryan. They played a dominant game yesterday at Globe Life Park, beating Highland Park 17-7 to advance to the state 5A semifinals next Friday, I believe, at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to take your hat off to the Denton programs. Guyer and Ryan, just stalwarts in the playoffs. State championships for both of them. Really impressed by that young Braswell program there. And, it's a little bit of a down year for Denton High this year, but they've made a lot of improvements to that facility over there, and the team has gotten much better. A little pooch kick on the left side, fielded over there by, looks like 28 for the Wildcats. Yeah, 28 Landon Sides. Sophomore receiver, and he stuck it back up there, John, to about the 31-yard line. Gave Garrison pretty good starting field position.
Yeah, Kyle Rogers was just on the chat function here. Said, man, it sounds like the crowd's really there in force. And you're right, Kyle. I mean, it's a double-deck type stadium, a very nice, intimate stadium. The upper deck here right below us is pretty full from sideline to sideline, and I can't really see the lower deck, but it looks like it's pretty full. The Blue Crew is out in force below. A big crowd, like we talked in the pregame show, biggest crowd of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Stowers at the quarterback position. He's got B.J. Phillips on his left side, going to take and fake and look, and he fires deep into the slant off the hands of 5, Jace Wilson. That ball was high. Got a big target, though. He put it there where only his guy could get it. That's incomplete. It'd be second down and 10. Yeah, a little bit of a duck there off the hands of Eli. One thing you can say is it's dry today, and it was a little bit brisk. Nice handoff inside, though, to B.J. Phillips, and he gets a little bit of movement there, John. Burst through a whole 16 yards and a big first down for the Wildcats.
Boy, B.J. needed that. I think the last 2 weeks he hasn't really had a big run from the line of scrimmage, and that might just ignite the junior running back, B.J. He's had a big season, but the last 2 weeks they've held him in check.
Yeah, you got Stowers now by himself in the backfield. Stovall in that little squat formation up in the little short stack. Stowers runs what looked like a quarterback draw, John, but he ran right into the arms of 44, Aiden Ciano, and you ain't going to go very far when you do that.
So yeah, Ciano, one of their star defenders, he's usually in and around the ball on about every play.
Yeah, you got two really stout linebackers there for the Eagles. Nice little sit-down route by 20. Ty Aldridge as he comes out of the backfield into a slot. Gain on the play is about 8. That's a first down. 7, Mason Jolly, one of those guys I was about to talk about on the stop for the Eagles. Looks like they're showing blitz high up on the left. Stack formation on the right. Going to take and hand, and it's Aldridge, and he's got a hole, and he's bursting all the way inside the 25 yard. Ball loose on the ground, but I think he was already down.
Guyer recovered by anyway. Guyer.
Tackle that was 6, Grant Peck.
The Guyer offense is showing some spark on this possession. 2 big runs, one from B.J. Phillips and that one from Ty Aldridge has really ignited this offense.
Yeah, Stowers now Stack on the left, hand inside to Phillips, another big hole on the right. He pounds forward for another 11 yards and another Wildcat first down. One of the things you're seeing there as Tyler Berry came up and made that tackle is that the Prosper Eagles are trying to run blitz, and the problem with that is if you miss your fit, it's a big hole. Now they shift down inside. Guyer stack formation on the right. Stowers, snap, hand, again, Phillips, forward, cuts, gets about 3 yards, John. That time they shut it down. 99 in there. That's big Aiden Combest, 6'3", 230-pound junior on the tackle.
Yeah, nice job. That Prosper D-line finally collapsed in and really nowhere to go. Looks like they might have a timeout here.
No, John, that's going to end the quarter, actually. And Guyer will let that thing run out. They'll talk about this thing, and we'll go to break here with your score at the end of the first quarter. Eagles 3, Wildcats nothing, but they are driving. Back in a minute.
Marty, I've always enjoyed the range of menu items, whether you want to go in there for just an appetizer or a full entree. Talk to us a little bit about the selection there at Marty B's.
Yeah, thank you, John. The menu was uniquely crafted with a couple things in mind, and one thing I'm most proud of is that all of our meats are hormone-free, antibiotic-free, humanely raised, and fed an all-natural diet. So it truly makes a difference in the quality and of the flavor of the food. For example, we're primarily barbecue is what we serve the largest amount of, and so all of our Tex-Mex options have smoked meats that we use to prepare those items. And then we have one of the best hamburgers you'll ever put your mouth around. All of our beef comes from 44 Farms down in Cameron, Texas. We cut our New York strip, our filet, and our ribeye in-house. And then all of the trimmings from that we fresh ground into our hamburger patty. And then we have our buns fresh baked from a bakery down in Houston. Unbelievable burger. And then, of course, the steaks speak for themselves, some of the best steaks you'll ever eat. So our menu is wide in range, but narrow in that it's just super focused on quality. So come out and enjoy salads, steaks, tacos, burgers. We have it all.
Marty, anytime we have friends or family come in from out of town, we always take them to Marty B's place because it's such a great Texas experience, and everybody just loves it. So check them out at martybsplace.com, and we'll see you there. Take care, fans.
All right, we're back live here as we get ready to start second quarter action. Guyer's going to be second down and about 7 at the 12-yard line of the Prosper Eagles. Right now, you got a 9-play drive going, 7 runs, only 2 passes on this one. Stowers got B.J. Phillips to his right, stack formation. Cy Stovall in there, and he's going to hand. And B.J. Phillips pounds inside the 10. He's down to about we'll call it the 8. It'll be 3rd down and 2, John. We're definitely in 4-down territory now. Alex Stowers, 31 on the tackle for the Eagles.
Behind Big Knox Boyd, Guyer offensive line, they've only been playing together now for about 3, maybe 4 weeks, healthy. And nice job right there.
Yeah, Ty Johnson on that right side, pounded forward too there. Stowers now fakes. He's looking, throwing in the back of the end zone on the back shoulder fade. Touchdown. Oh, no, dropped. Oh, goodness, Jace Wilson, both hands on the ball. You know, we've said a couple times today, looked like Eli has had a little bit of trouble gripping the ball. Boy, that was a gorgeous throw from Eli Stowers.
Well, we're watching the replay here on the jumbo board. Man, a perfectly thrown ball right in the corner of the end zone. Right in his hands, and as he comes down, he drops it.
Yeah,
brings up a field goal opportunity.
Yeah, they gained no yardage there, so Mayfield looks like he's going to come in to kick. The substitution allows Prosper to make changes. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is perfect, John. And with 11 minutes and 15 seconds here, John, just 45 seconds basically going by in the second quarter. Guyer knots this thing up at 3. And an excellent job there by the Wildcats as they drive that ball down there, and they had the touchdown right in their hands.
Yeah, big opportunity to put 7 on the board. Guyer just comes up with 3. Both teams have very solid field goal kickers. I hope it doesn't boil down to a field goal here or an extra point. Hopefully Guyer can get a little bit of a lead here before halftime. get a little bit of comfort would be ideal.
Yeah, I will give Jace a little bit of I'll cut him a little bit of slack there as a young man. If you see down in the corner of that end zone, it's really the only place on the entire field that's shaded, and it's about 2 yards into the end zone when it starts. And he was running from the sunlight into the shade, and that can be difficult at times. You got to make that catch, though, young man, next time. But that can be difficult to come out of the bright sunshine and into the shade. Guyer, with that formation that you got the 2 kickers. This time Mayfield 43 is going to pound that thing down, and it takes a Guyer bounce, and luckily for Billings, that ball will go into the end zone, and that will not be returned. It'll go out to the 25-yard line. It's a touchback.
Yeah, Rick, so far in this game, Guyer with 4 first downs, Prosper with 3. Guyer leads the rushing 42 yards on 8 carries. But here's something a little surprising. Only 13 yards on 1 completion, 1 for 6 with 1 interception.
I'm not sure of that call right there. That ball hit in the field of play and then rolled into the end zone. I'm not sure that that's not a live ball. I know, but you still have to take the knee. The Guyer player recovered that ball, John. Okay. All right, I'm getting in my ear that the ball is blown dead no matter what if it goes in zone. Handoff, big hole, 21 to Vinny, and he is off to the races. 40, 30, 20, 19-yard line, and he is run down on a game-saving tackle there. A touchdown-saving tackle by 22 Peyton Bowen and 17 Jaden Fugit, but 21 Vinny just burst.
Yeah, just right up the middle, Rick.
Through there.
And just outran the Guyer defenders. Fortunately, he was pulled down from behind.
Yeah, 56 yards on that carry, John, and just like that, the Eagles are back in business. Barry still in the pistol, going to take and hand again inside. This time, nowhere to run. Gain on the play of maybe a half yard. Again, that's 21 to Vinny. Carson Parham on the tackle that time for the Wildcats. 10 minutes, 24 seconds here now.
Looks like we got James Thrailkill tuning in.
James Ryan. Oh, that's my
James
brother.
Thrailkill.
Yeah, it's right. Actually,
sounds good, boys.
Yeah, he goes by his middle name, so that's my brother Ryan. So glad to hear that. All right, trips on the left. Actually, little twins with a slot left in the pistol. Barry going to take and fake and drop straight back and fire out here on the right side to Bailey, and it's complete. And he turns and gets it up inside the 10, right at the
sticks. Might be enough for a first down. That extra effort. He had to come back to get the ball. Then he rolls back, lowers his head, and I think he got enough for a first down.
Yeah, John, that'll be first and goal for the Eagles. Just 4 quick plays, John. The Eagles have gotten all the way down inside the 9. Now Braden Reimer in motion, stops. Now Billings in motion. This time we hand it inside, and he ran right into 7. Cooper lands on an inside stunt, and he's going to blow Deviney up in the backfield. Loss on that play, John. It's 4 all the way back out to the 13-yard line.
Ran right into the bear trap. Cooper Lynn, the Baylor Bear commit, coming up big right there and driving them backwards.
Yeah, big. We call that knife right there as your outside man on the line of scrimmage, your defensive end or your outside linebacker or whatever it case be. Will take that inside core. They'll dip that right shoulder and go inside, and he just beat the tackle to the hole and just blew that thing up. All right, Barry by himself now. He got trips on the left side. He's going to look and fire in the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. Nice play back there by 22 Peyton Bowen as he's trying to hit Harpole on that back shoulder fade, John.
Yeah, great coverage. Real sticky there, and ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, I'll bring up now 3rd down and goal.
It's kind of no man's land here. 3rd and goal from like the 13. I mean, not stuff you practice a lot.
Yeah, and it gets squatty back there, inside the 20. You don't have as much room to cover deep. It's hard to get here. You could squat on the goal line and just keep everything in front of you. Barry now back. He's going to throw to the corner again up top, and that is picked off. 33, Marquand Pope, and he's going to talk a little bit of trash to Harpole as he walks off. And that's an example right there of trying to go to the well too often, John. And when you do that, sometimes you get drowned, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, big defensive play there. And we talked earlier about the turnover game. That knots things up at 1 turnover apiece. And, boy, it couldn't come at a better time. After that big play, Prosper, 56-yard run, they get in scoring position and come up empty-handed. Guyer will take over here at the 20. A big momentum change.
Yeah, both of these teams exceptionally talented in the secondary. We talk about Guyer's secondary all the time, but the Eagles also very talented. Caleb Miles and Steven Richardson, along with Ryan Bailey, they typically put 3 corners on the field quite often. And this time, handoff, Ty Aldridge up the middle, gain maybe 2. As that hole gets shut down quickly by Big Ciano and 99. That's Aiden Combest. A couple of Aidens there on that tackle for the Eagles. 2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Right back to the line. Eli stack formation on the right. Now take and fake. Looking, trying to go, and no one. He's going to take off and run. He's got a little bit of room. Runs and slides down around the 30-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Wildcats as he slides right at the stakes. 1st and 10, Wildcats. 7:55, John. Go here in first half.
Yeah, last series they did a great job establishing the running game, and it looks like they're trying to do that again here, Rick. If they can wear down that chloroform treatment, wear down that Prosper defensive line.
Yes, Stowers going to take and hand inside. Ty Aldridge, and he pounds right up the middle. Gain on that play. Looks like to be 6. Nice first down play there, John. 2nd and 4. Stay ahead of the chains. Tackled by 29, Broden Bushy.
That time
Brody
behind
Bushy, sorry, for the
Nathan
Eagles.
Penny and Gabe Blair on that left side of that offensive line.
Stowers now snap, fake, looks, pressure now, and he's going to roll to his right and fire to Marcus Howard at about the 50-yard line. Excellent job there. Stowers buying a little bit of time. 15, Howard comes back to the ball, sees his quarterback in trouble. Gain on that play is about 13 yards, John.
Stowers put a nice little touch on that. Just kind of lofted it over there by the sideline. Moves the chains for a Guyer first down.
Yep, trips left by himself in the backfield. Stowers going to take and look, fires on the slant to 34, Riggs, and that was behind him and broken up. A big hit there by 8, Tyler Bailey. That play incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Guyer still right back at the line, John. This time, maybe a little bit of time to get the play, get their receivers back. Trips to the left side, though. Stowers again by himself. Now he's changing his play. Going to move Rivera to the left side of the line. This time going to run the quarterback draw. Straight up the middle and spinning and nowhere to go. Right into the arms of 44, Ciano, and that play might have gained 2, John. I'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Let's call it 3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line of the Eagles. They are taking a little bit of air out of here, John. 6 minutes, 41 seconds to go for the Wildcats. Got to convert here. Got Ty Aldridge to the right of the formation. Stowers going to take and look, and he is in trouble, and he is going down, and that's going to be intentional grounding almost assuredly. And that's all the way back at the 40-yard line. 22, Herman Lee, 5'10", 185 pounds senior, makes a big play stunting from his linebacker position off the edge, and really just nowhere to go with the football either. And everybody was covered, and it'll be intentional grounding, John, and we'll have to punt the ball all the way back at our 40-yard line.
Man, right when we think Guyer's got some momentum, Rick, that turnover in the end zone, just can't quite get the ignition blast off going on their offensive rocket today.
Yeah, 40 horn into punt for the Wildcats. Back deep, Bailey at about his own 29-yard line. The kick is up, and Bailey's going to come up and fair catch that at about the 31-yard line, John. And we got a timeout on the field, 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go here. John, what do you think about this game so far?
Well, it's going just back and forth. No one's really coming out and established himself as the dominant, I want to take this game type of attitude. We'll see, Rick. It's early, in this ball game. Still 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first half. Knotted up at threes.
Yeah, I as you got a timeout on the field here, television timeout here, John, on the field. One thing I've noticed today is that both secondaries, you're playing really high safeties. It's like no one wants to give up the big play over the top. Both teams pretty stout at the linebacker in defensive line positions. Got to rely on those guys, playing a lot of zone coverage today. And so we'll see as this thing goes if Guyer can figure out a way to maybe get somebody loose on a long play.
Cam's got a little information about some of the series. Cam, what are you seeing so far, if you can break some of those early series down for the Wildcats?
Well, early on, we had the pick from Eli Stowers, sort of uncharacteristic from him, especially, three-year starter, senior, coming out, first drive, bad throw, pick. And then from then on, we just got a lot of punch, short drives. I see we had 2 field goals from each teams, came on big plays, but not a lot of really sustained long drives with big plays.
Yeah, it's hard. As we talked about that today, John, both times as you saw, the long drives kind of stalled at the end. All right, Prosper ready to go here. Trips left, going to send Billings in motion, going to fake the jet sweep to him. Barry keeps it up the middle. He keeps his feet moving. Going to get about 5 yards there, tackled by 33 Marquand Pope. But like we talked about, John, hard, long drives, hard to get the ball in the end zone because these defenses, they bend, but they really tighten up when you get inside the red zone, and that's what's happened today so far.
Yeah, Prosper would really like to drive down and get some points on the board here.
5:53 now as the clock ticks down. Still 3-3. Wildcats and Eagles knotted. Very low-scoring game here. Barry got Deviney behind him in the pistol. Going to take in hand, and Cooper Lance going to shut that thing down. Gain maybe 1.5 yards, third down, and what looks to be about a long 3, John. And I think this is a big play for Guyer's
Rick, are you
defense.
surprised that offenses keep challenging Cooper Lance? He just keeps coming up big. Each and every play, each and every game, but they keep going after him.
Yeah, well, I think one thing they've got to do is they have to run that you have to run that inside blast play. It's a staple of the pistol. If it's in your running formation, you got to get it. But what surprises me is that they haven't been able to turn him out. He keeps getting in that gap. A big mistake there by Cooper as he was offsides. And even though there's a fumble and Guyer is going to fall on it, but Cooper lands way in the backfield.
Tried to just time the snap count or something, and he was a good 2 yards into the backfield.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't blow the whistle on that one and stop that play. That'll almost assuredly be a offsides on Guyer and a first down. That's a big mistake from the senior. We heaped a lot of praise on Cooper this year, but not a good play by 7 right there. He won't forget that, though. He'll make better of it. Let's see if he doesn't try to make up for it right here. All right, 1st and 10 now as the Eagles are out at the 43-yard line. Standard 2x2 spread here for Prosper. Now the slot receivers are in a stack on both sides. Take and look and fire down the middle on the post, and it is a terrible throw there. Maybe the receiver ran the wrong route. Barry threw the ball right down the middle of the field, and the only person there was 33 Marquand Pope.
Yeah, the Prosper receiver was looking over his right shoulder. The ball was thrown towards the left hash, and it was tipped. Almost could have been intercepted just right out of the outstretched hands. But you're right, Rick. The Prosper receiver was a good 7 yards away from where the ball was thrown.
All right, 2nd down and 10 here for the Eagles. Incompletion stops the clock at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Trips on the left side. Going to send Billings in motion now. Going to take in 5. Barry keeps it on the option. Tackle inside by 42. Dotoon. Oh, no, peeking. No gain on that play.
Cannot buy a vowel.
Yeah, cannot. No gain on that play, John. 3rd down and 10. 45, Ivan Pena.
Other than the one big play
In the game.
from scrimmage, the 56-yard run, Guyer's defense have really shut down the running game for Prosper.
Yeah, third down lineup is in. Powell and Logan McDermott in the linebacker spots. Barry going to look and fire, and it is caught. And that is a ball. Nope, incomplete. Incomplete right there. And we got lucky on that one because our defender went really high up around the helmet of the Prosper defender. And no flag on the play, though. Yeah, 12, Caden Peavyhouse was the intended receiver. And he had both hands on the ball, John.
Yeah, well-thrown ball.
Really surprised
they're
we
gonna
didn't get
punt.
a penalty there.
Yeah, Guyer forces a punt here, and we'll get the ball back.
I'm glad we don't have replay in high school football because if we did, that'd be a completion and a first down because his knee was down on the ground clearly before that ball came out, and it was not an incomplete pass. He caught the ball. That's one of those big difference between real-time and in replay. Peyton Bowen comes up to make that catch, fair catch around the 27-yard line. And with 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in the first half, John, your score's tied. Wildcats 3, Eagles 3, and let's see if the Wildcats can get something on the board here before halftime. The Eagles will start the second half with the football, and it has been a lot of not much here in the first half, except defense.
Yeah, stay tuned for the Guyer football halftime show. We'll have Cam Thrailkill, Rick Thrailkill, myself, John Piper, will bring you the halftime stats, our thoughts of the first half play here from McKinney ISD Stadium.
Might take a couple of calls from our audience.
Yeah, we may have some fans that we reach out to. You never know. And but we are just 3 minutes and 46 seconds away from halftime. Boy, Ricky, a little surprised, just 3-3 here. Guyer has a chance. They definitely have time to establish a drive and try to put some points on the board here before half.
Yeah, you got an eternity, 3 minutes, 46 seconds in high school football here in Texas. I mean, you could score 4 touchdowns. I've seen it happen multiple times, especially with this Guyer offense, but it doesn't seem like it today. Not a whole lot of explosive plays. Yeah, still haven't seen 19 O'Bara for the Wildcats. I know he was out warming up before the game. It's hard. It's hard to come in after not playing for a long time, though, and get on the field. We may still
he's
see
down
him
here ready for action if his number's called. He's got his headgear on.
Yeah, Stowers now going to keep on the option, and he's got some yardage. He's getting to the corner, and one of the things about Stowers is he picks up about 11 yards and a Wildcat first down. Is he doesn't look like he's fast. Like, he doesn't look slow, but he just doesn't look like a real speedster.
He's got long strides.
But he is incredibly fast. He takes those long sprinter strides and nice play up the middle, 27, B.J. Phillips. But, he is a hurdler. He was a state finalist in the hurdles.
Yeah, he gets those knees up high, and he really
just
covers
runs
up.
away
Here he goes
from
again.
people. And there he goes again, and he just runs away from defenders a lot like Gerard Hurd. And you just don't realize it until you just see guys can't catch him. He just a long stride and strong legs. He's hard to tackle too. Another big gain, first down as it keeps the ball. Now Stowers going to keep it again on the quarterback power on the left side. That's a Urban Meyer type play right there. Just a straight quarterback power. Gain about 3.5. 31 Alex Stowers on the tackle. Second down and 7. B.J. Phillips to the left of Stowers. Twins right. Take fake. Looking pressure up the middle. And he is in trouble. And the ball is loose again. And heads up play by one of the Guyer defenders. That's 52, Ty Johnson. As Tyson jumps on the ball there. Heads up play.
Yeah. Hey, good job by the Prosper defensive backs. There was nowhere for Eli Stowers to throw it. He tries to come back, buy himself some more time, forces a fumble.
Yeah, I'll tell you, got holding on that play. They'll decline the penalty, but that's just one of those effort plays from the defensive lineman. I think that was 95 or maybe 99, Aiden Combest there that just stayed with it, never gave up on that play, and as Eli tried to move back to his right, he just hit him from behind. The ball came out, but Stowers now going to take and fake and fire on the left side, and it's high, and it is intercepted, and that is not a good throw, and we're in trouble here as Ryan Medeiros is running, still running, and he's out of bounds at the 40-yard line, though, John. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go here, and that was a big mistake, and not a good throw from Eli.
Yeah, Stowers' second interception of the game proves very costly at an inopportune time. With 2:20 left in this first half, going to give Prosper great field position with plenty of time to take it the other direction and try to punch it in before halftime.
Yeah, and when he makes a mistake, that's his miss. He sometimes misses high. Yeah, got to learn to get your feet set. But a lot of pressure in that young man's face, and that one just sailed on him. And you got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here, John. They'll take over at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. Yeah, second drive of the game for Prosper to start in plus territory. Barry going to take, and now he's trying to throw that screen back on the right side. And 21, Jacob DeVinny on that gain about 7, but really nice play by 21, Ryan Yates there as he stayed at home. John, if he doesn't make that tackle, that thing's way down there around the goal line from DeVinny. But as it was, a gain of about 7. Be second down and 3.
Yeah, Prosper's been pretty conservative in their play calling. See if they open it up here a little bit before the half.
Yeah, still twin backs. This time hand inside on the right side. I think that's Billings, and he's going to be right around the stakes. As handed inside on the delay. Tackle on there. The bottom of that looks like 44, Blaine Smith. And they are going to, first down. They're going to mark it and move the chain. So first down at the 32-yard line. Barry again with twin backs, going to take, fake, and throw up top, and it is high and out of bounds. Boy, he had Bailey open, but he got to put a little bit more sauce on that ball. He put air under that thing, and trying to. That's Cam just set in my ear. That's the hole shot where you try to hit your receiver on the sideline between the corner and the safety in cover 2, but you got to put a little pepper on that ball.
Yeah, not a whole lot of zip. We can't really today. We don't have the open air advantage like we had at Globe Life Park, but looks like those flags are moving pretty good.
Barry going to take and fake and fire. This time his arm was hit and incomplete.
Well, that ball is up for grabs. The Prosper receiver almost came down with it.
Yeah, Braden Reimer, 83 there. Not really the intended receiver. He looked like he had Bailey breaking open on the post, but I'm not sure who it was. I can't tell if it was 7 Cooper Lands or 9 Rowan Briggs, but one of the defensive ends got their hand just on his throwing arm as he released it. All right, third down now and 10, John. Big play here, minute and 17 seconds. Score tied at 3. Jackson Berry's got the pistol, going to take and fake and look. He steps up, got trouble, but he gets out of trouble on the left, and he throws, and that's going to be interference there. And that is just a tremendous job by the senior Jackson Berry. He found himself time, and he threw the ball up to 9 Harpole, and Jordan Eubanks, unfortunately, just mugging him a little bit there, John. And
yeah, Jackson Berry was in the grass. He somehow eludes the sack, runs side to side, and then dumps it kind of a sidearm in the direction of one of his receivers. And the Guyer defender was just all over him. And a big break for Prosper. It's going to move the ball down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. With 1:08 left, we are knotted up at 3 here at McKinney ISD Stadium.
Yeah, there's a final from Arlington. South Lake Carroll 59 and Euless Trinity 35 as Carroll will advance. And
what an offensive output by the Carroll Dragons.
Yeah, there's a firing pass out on the left to 11 Billings. It's caught in first. He's down at the 11-yard line, 17 Fugit.
Prosper has 3 timeouts left. I assume they'll use one here.
Yeah, you got 54 seconds.
The clock's still moving.
Clock's still running. They probably don't want Guyer to have a chance to get the ball back. They're likely to run this thing down as far as you can go. Jackson Berry now again with DeVinny in the pistol, and he pounds the ball inside the 10. That'll be first down. No, let's see.
Now they're
just
going to
short.
burn one of their timeouts.
Yeah, they'll take one timeout. Just short, as it'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 8. John, you got 38 seconds to go here, and a couple of big plays and a couple of big penalties here on this drive. But Jackson Berry just making a great play as senior quarterback.
Hey, we do want to take an opportunity we really didn't get to last week. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, a great New Year. Here it is. This feels more like a bowl game. January the 2nd, normally Texas high school football's over, Rick, but here we are on Saturday, January the 2nd. Does it feel like a bowl game to you a little bit?
Yeah, it does. It's really odd, obviously, calling high school football this late in the year, but we've enjoyed it. This early in the year, this late in the season, I should say. So yeah, but yeah, we've really enjoyed it. All right, get the picture, guys. 3rd down and short. Prosper gonna run the quarterback keeper, and Jackson Berry spins, and he's inside the 6-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. That'll stop the clock. 33 seconds to go here, and Prosper will use their 2nd timeout. Jackson Foster on the stop. Well, John, it's clear that they're going to take every second off of this clock. And you not want Guyer to get the ball back. Good clock management from the Eagles. Let's see if we can really got to hold them to a field goal here. That's got to be your play. 6-3, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. You really do not want to be a 14-point swing here. Yeah.
Guyer needs to come up big here. Cooper Lands, their senior defensive leader and captain of today's game, he's rallying the troops. I can see him there in that defensive huddle, just inspiring his teammates. Come up big. Rowan Briggs at other defensive end. Doe Toon, the senior, is back in at nose tackle on this series.
All right, John, here we go now. You got twins up on the right side. 83 Reimers in a little bit of a slot. Deviney again in the pistol. And throw in the corner, and he had Bailey open, and he just overthrew him. That'll be 2nd down and goal. 22 Peyton Bowen in coverage there, but Bailey was breaking open. They've tried to throw that corner route multiple times. I'd be careful. See, maybe you try to get Harple. Yeah, I would be. I'd be watching for 9 Harple, maybe trying to get his way into the middle of the field. Big body. Billings now going to check in at the other slot. Yeah, you got again 28 seconds here. 3-3. Prosper. Berry by himself, and he fires, and it is incomplete and up in the air and picked off. Picked off as the ball bounces up in the air. 17 Fugit diving, interception, and Guyer shuts him down, John, with 23 seconds as he tried to hit the slant.
Wow. Another interception in the end zone. Prosper comes up empty-handed again. We were just talking, Guyer came up big defensively. We talk about it throughout the year, Rick. Defense wins championships. So far, Guyer winning the defensive battle.
Yeah, as you saw there, he tried to hit Billings outside on the slant. He had Harple actually down the middle of the field, I think early for a touchdown. But great play there for the Guyer cornerback as he got a hand in there and deflected that thing up in the air, and Fugit diving, and actually Harple had 2 hands on the ball for the Prosper Eagles, and Fugit wrestled the ball out of his hands. And John, they're going to let the clock run down here as Guyer just takes a knee, and they'll let this thing run out, and we will go to halftime with your score. Guyer Wildcats 3 and the Eagles 3. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor. See you soon.
Thinking of buying or selling your home? Lisa Morris and Shannon Piper with the Cloud Realty team have been serving the DFW area for over 15 years. They specialize in residential buying, residential selling, and work with investors all over the Metroplex. Call them today at 469-300-4600 1109 or go to txcloudrealty.com and check out their 5-star reviews. Contact Lisa and Shannon today to find your next dream home.
The law office of Kimberly N. Shanklin voted the best criminal law office in Denton County 6 years in a row. She and her team are focused on family law and select criminal cases. As a proud Wildcat herself, she will offer any member of the Guyer community a free initial consultation. Kimberly's primary objective is to deliver outstanding results for each of her clients in the most cost-effective manner possible. For more information and to schedule a consultation, visit shanklinlawfirm.com or call her office at 940-382-8216. Marty, I've always enjoyed the range of menu items, whether you want to go in there for just an appetizer or a full entree. Talk to us a little bit about the selection there at Marty B's.
Yeah, thank you, John. The menu is uniquely crafted with a couple things in mind, and one thing I'm most proud of is that all of our meats are hormone-free, antibiotic-free, humanely raised, and fed an all-natural diet. So it truly makes a difference in the quality and of the flavor of the food. For example, we're primarily barbecue is what we serve the largest amount of, and so all of our Tex-Mex options have smoked meats that we use to prepare those items. And then we have one of the best hamburgers you'll ever put your mouth around. All of our beef comes from 44 farms down in Cameron, Texas. We cut our New York strip, our filet, and our ribeye in-house. And then all of the trimmings from that we fresh ground into our hamburger patty. And then we have our buns fresh baked from a bakery down in Houston. Unbelievable burger. And then, of course, the steaks speak for themselves, some of the best steaks you'll ever eat. So our menu is wide in range, but narrow in that it's just super focused on quality. So come out and enjoy salads, steaks, tacos, burgers. We have it all.
Marty, anytime we have friends or family come in from out of town, we always take them to Marty B's place because it's such a great Texas experience, and everybody just loves it. So check them out at martybsplace.com, and we'll see you there. Take care, fans. BudBartleyHomes.com is one of the area's finest home builders, locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 3 new neighborhoods to choose from: Sunset Point, a 1/3 to half-acre Lakeview lots, only a 3 to 4 minute walk to Lake Grapevine's Twin Coves Marina. Watch the Gaylord Texans summertime fireworks show from your brand new home. Low-maintenance single-story homes in Highland Village from the upper 400s, and 2-acre lots are available in Copper Canyon. BudBartleyHomes.com, they can build on your lot or theirs. Bud Bartley Homes has built homes for many of the area's top realtors and other industry professionals. We are confident the team at Bud Bartley will exceed your expectations. Take it from me, John Piper. They built my home over 15 years ago. The excitement is building at BudBartleyHomes.com. All right, fans, we are back. Live halftime show, Guyer Football Radio, kind of a breakdown of the stats. Boy, Rick, low-scoring game, but mainly due to some of the defensive turnovers. We're knotted up at 3 apiece here at the half. Guyer had 8 first downs to Prosper's 9. Rushing, Guyer only 65 yards on 19 carries. Prosper, 84 yards on 16 carries. Really, one of the big stats that's kind of standing out is Guyer only 27 yards through the air. Prosper with 86. Eli Stowers with 2 interceptions that have been very costly as well, Rick. But Tyon Aldridge, 4 rushing attempts, averaging 8.8 a carry, 35 yards in the first half. B.J. Phillips, 29 yards. Again, low output, but he's averaging 5.8 yards a carry. Eli Stowers has not been effective on running. He's been sacked a few times. Showing only 3 yards on 9 carries. So what do you think recapping this first half?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have seen so far exactly what I expected. You know, Cam, we talked about this early this morning when we were in the car on the way over here. And you had said that you didn't get to see the first Prosper game, and I told you were going to see the best defense that you've seen, especially as you've been able to follow these playoff games. So, do you feel like that conversation is playing to fruition here?
Definitely. One thing you see from this Prosper team is like you said, very fundamentally sound. They're in the right spot they need to be. You know, no coverage breakdowns so far as we've seen, and really good tacklers as well. B.J. Phillips, Ty Aldridge, Eli Stowers, all three really tough to bring down, and 65 yards rushing. They've done a really good job. Yeah,
the other thing I noticed, and John, you brought it up there the first time, and that was pressure on Eli. And he's such a great athlete. He can get away from pressure. If you send guys off the edge, he can step up in the pocket, and then he can turn and roll out. And he did that actually one time and hit DeMarcus Howard successfully. But one of the things that quarterbacks hate, everyone, I don't care if it's a middle school quarterback or if it's Tom Brady, Cam, they do not like pressure up the middle. And, Combest, Martez Harris, James Eckroat, those defensive linemen, along with Mason Jolly, the SMU commit, they have put a lot of pressure right up in Eli's face and made it difficult for him.
We've seen a big push, and that's true, and it's really shown, through the air. We heard John touch on the stats. I think Eli's really only had, 2, maybe 3 completions? 2 interceptions on the day, and it's been tough to watch. It has been.
Yeah, and we talk about the pressure up the middle, but a lot of that's been allowed because they had coverage sacks. People just not open. They've got excellent secondary players on this team, and a lot of long athletes. It looks like a basketball team up there. If you look at the stats, 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", 6'2", 6'4".
Yeah, Canham, you're right. Stowers only 2 for 9 with 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Well, we're going to have a little bit of an interesting halftime here. We're going to have some callers call in and talk about some unique perspective. First guy we got calling in today is a friend of the Guyer family, Steve LaFlame. We've known Steve for a long time, and John is hitting me on the shoulder here. I think we got Steve on the phone. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, good, Rick. How you doing?
Good. You're on with Camden and myself today. So today, this is a unique conversation because you were at the other big ball game over there at Globe Life Park, and which is South Lake Carroll and Euless Trinity, and I think completely opposite of what's going on here. That thing sounded like there was a ton of fireworks.
Yeah, that was really an offensive show, Rick. Hey, Cam, good to hear from you guys.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, man. A couple of years ago, we had the pleasure of seeing Ewers play the South Lake quarterback when he was a sophomore. I guess it was last year as a sophomore. Interested in seeing how he progressed, and my wife's a Carroll grad, so we decided to make the drive. And let me tell you, this kid is really something special.
Yeah.
He, he's, as you know, he's really composed in the pocket. I think Guyer played a lot of zone against him, but Euless Trinity tried to match up man to man. As a result, they had to really sit off the receivers. Number 14, Brady Boyd, he's a Minnesota commit going to play for PJ Fleck. He caught a zillion touchdown passes today. And just Ewers' accuracy is just off the charts. I mean, he's just really composed, not rushed, not hurried. His release is great. It looks like he can make all the throws. But Trinity, for a one-dimensional team, pretty much a running team, they're number 2. Their running back, I think he rushed for like 450 yards last week. He's got a ton of offers out there. I don't know how many TDs he had today, but he was pretty much their offense. And they have a huge offensive line, and they were able to move the ball pretty well and stay with Carroll, even though Carroll scored on every single possession they had except for one, which was a pick. So I think they scored on like 10 out of 11 possessions. So it was a beautiful day out there. It was a great game to see, and a good win for South Lake Carroll.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I said watching Quinn Ewers last year, John and I made the comments on the show. And I know, Camden, you have the unique perspective of being on the field for that.
Sadly.
I think Quinn Ewers is the most accurate quarterback that I've ever seen at the high school level. I have never seen a kid throw the ball, not only throw the ball so well, but throw the ball to the right spot. You know, Guyer, last year, we had guys covered the whole game, and he would throw the ball right to the place where only his guy. He threw the ball before they got out of the break. And anyway, I think he's the best. I had a chance to watch Matthew Stafford play when he was a freshman or a senior at Highland Park here. And those two guys, best high school quarterbacks that I've seen here in a long time. Trevor Lawrence, I got to see, but I never saw Trevor Lawrence play as an upperclassman. I saw him play varsity as a freshman though one time and throw for like 300 yards. But yeah, I thought Ewers was really impressive.
Certainly one of the most complete quarterbacks I think that I've ever seen. I don't want to speak for you. It certainly sounded like that's kind of where you were going, but along with the accuracy, arm strength, and the ability to run the football too, we saw him ice the game against Guyer last year, taking the ball, I think, 90 yards up the sideline to win the game.
Yeah, Steve, did he use his legs today?
It looks like Southlake's offensive line has shored up any sort of protection issues that they might have had, from last year, because he was protected extremely well. He didn't really have to scramble at all. It looked like there were no designed runs for him really called. It was pretty much just sit back and pick his spots. And I think Trinity figured out early on that they weren't going to be able to match up one-on-one on the outside, and they didn't want to let him sit and pick apart the soft spots of the zone. So they just didn't play press coverage. They just played off him. And, I mean, when you give that guy time and the ability to walk down his progressions like Ken, I mean, he's just unstoppable, So, but like you said, he puts the ball in the corner of the end zone. He throws the back shoulder fade just really, really well. He makes all the throws, quick out, throws across on the other side of the field with strength and accuracy. I mean, he is the real deal.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your time today, Steve. I think Cam's got one last question for you here, and we'll let you go as we got a couple more that want to go.
Not a question, just a quick thing. I do believe, actually, Quinn Ewers is now the number one rated player in his class.
Yes.
Number 2022.
Yeah, not even the number one quarterback. He's the number one player.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's a lot of fun that you got to go see him out there play today.
Well, anyway, we'll it's nice to hear from you. Obviously your son Nick was a graduate of Guyer High School, and I know he was a member of the Blue Crew, and really loved to pull for Guyer. You've been a big fan of ours. You've listened to our games all year. We appreciate your patronage. Okay, Dan, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, love you guys. Go Cats.
Yeah, you too, brother. All right. We got one more here in just a second. All right, gotcha. All right, we're back live. Little bit of glitch there as we try to get our second caller on the phone. We're here with Preston Thrailkill, and not only is he my son, as you might gather the name, but he is a former Guyer player, and he is also a coach. He is a varsity wide receiver coach at Liberty Christian School here in Denton County, and he has an interesting perspective. How you doing today, Preston?
I'm doing great, Dad. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, so you were listening, obviously, to the first half, and you instantly sounded off about the comments that we made about the hole shot there, trying to fit that ball between the corner and the safety in cover two. You and Camden want to talk through this thing?
Yeah. So I was. First of all, Camden, you sound fantastic. Sounds like you've been doing this before. You're a seasoned vet, huh?
Thank you. Well, I'd like to think that it just runs in the family. Good genes, coming from the old man over here, Rick Thrailkill.
Gotta love it. Right. So what I was getting at, typically a lot of quarterback coaches will refer to that as a one ball, and all that is a rope. It's a quick shot, similar to the way you throw a slant pattern. And a 2-ball, more of a seam shot. It's got a little bit of air under it, but it's still got some zip. And, of course, a 3-ball, as you can guess, it's a deep ball. Generally, those are 50-50 shots, one-on-one type deep throws. But that 1-ball that I was speaking on, it's difficult throw to make, especially at the high school level. In cover 2, typically, your corners have outside leverage, forcing you to make an inside move. And as a quarterback, your best friend on a 50-50 ball is that sideline, right? The quarterback's trying to get that ball and fit it in between that sideline and you and that other safety over top screaming across the field. Yeah. So it's a hard throw, but it's a throw that Eli has made 100 times, and he got to make that throw.
And it's a lot of it's a throw that you practice a lot in practice. But a lot of it comes from, I really think, trusting the throw, trusting your read, your initial read. You read cover 2, and you think, all right, now you got to go to the whole shot. You got to fit it in there hard immediately. And the high school game, there's still a lot of film study, but I'm sure as you progress and you go to the next level, it's only more and more. A lot of it really comes from just trusting that initial read and fitting that ball in there.
Right. Well, hey, Preston, let's get a little bit out of the hardcore X's and O's, and let's talk game strategy. I know you are we talked about the receiver coach, but you are the offensive you're the offensive guy in the booth on the headset. So tell us about not necessarily just the deep X's and O's, but strategically, what is a coach who's in the booth? What can he actually do to help the play caller? Because you're not calling, you're not necessarily calling a play specifically. Maybe sometimes you are, but what are some of the things that you can do to help your play caller on the sideline?
Correct. So I typically do not call plays at all. I do give suggestions from time to time, but as a play caller, you don't want to hear a ton of coaches in your ears in series. Just a lot of noise going on. So typically my jobs from the booth and the coach's jobs from the booth is to relay exactly what we're seeing on the field, whether these defensive ends are wrong shoulder and counter, whether they're screaming upfield and we can get counter underneath them, or what's opening up in the pass game. Typically what I'll try and do is just help and say, hey, listen, you're getting cover 2 or you're getting Tampa 2, we're getting quarters here. They're rolling to cover 3 when they bring that safety down. Just typically things like that. You never want to overdo it, because if you overdo it, you're just going to get a lot of confusion.
So you kind of talk about, Preston, how assistant coaches sort of just kind of aid, the head coach in the play calling, system. Like you said, they don't like to shout out a lot of things in the headset. Kind of confuses the head coach. So how much is the players take the receivers, for instance, opinion and sort of kind of what they see on the field and suggestions they have, how much of that is respected by the coaches and taken into account?
Well, first of all, I think that's a great question. I think a lot of it has to do with that relationship that's built. Let's speak on Guyer, for instance. Coming in with a new staff, a new offensive staff, those coaches and those receivers may not necessarily have that congruity yet. So those coaches may not necessarily trust 100% to go down and talk to those receivers about what they see, or the offensive lineman about what stunts they're getting, or how the defensive line is schemed and lined up. But I will say, the more relationships you build and the more congruity you have as a staff and as a team, questions like that come up all the time. And that's something I'll do from the booth. I'll call down and I'll say, hey, listen, I need to talk to one of my receivers. I need to talk to our Z. Let me talk to the Z receiver and see what he's looking at now. And typically, players aren't necessarily incredibly football savvy in the way that they can communicate it, but they always do a good job of trying to communicate what they see. And typically that will help coaches.
Well, let's talk about a bigger picture of where you're at. I think everybody is, most of our audience probably is familiar with Liberty Christian School, one of the top academic schools anywhere in the state of Texas. They've also had some very good athletic programs, not just football, but across all sports. But tell me a little bit, you played, obviously won a state championship. You played at the biggest classification in Texas public school football. You've played against some great college players. You played against some pros. But what is the difference in the private school football where you're at? Because I know you have some great players, some individual type players. You might want to mention a couple of them today. Feel free. But tell us, what's the difference?
Well, the biggest difference is depth.
Okay.
Now
you sound like Kirby Smart.
Exactly. When it comes to matching guys up, I'll take my guys up against anybody. I don't have necessarily the size that some of these big 6A programs have, but our offensive line this year was tremendous. It was the biggest we've had, I think, ever. But the lack of depth is really what gets us going and really hurts us late in games. And the tougher teams we played, we actually played a Frisco school this year. We were hanging with them until about the third quarter. And when you got 4 or 5 guys you can rotate in on the defensive line and you got 8 receivers you can rotate in, it really just makes the defense, it makes it hard for the defense. We got guys that basically play 90% of the snaps both ways.
Yeah, no kidding. And especially, as the year goes on, football's a real tough sport. You might have some guys get dinged up, and then suddenly some other guys are having to play some new positions. Some younger guys are having to take on bigger roles, and little things like that just kind of lead on. And then another thing too, in a weird COVID year. In a weird COVID year too, you might have some guys sit out like that. That does really kind of make up for a weird setup.
Well, it is, and that's a good point. I mean, with injuries and COVID going on, we had unfortunately several occasions where we had to either quarantine or we had to do a contact tracing. So we definitely played games where we were short on players.
Yeah,
and several times where we were short on players that are our impact players. Guys that we need to play 100% of the snaps so that we can win football games. So moving guys around like that, I mean, typically you got your interior linemen on the defensive line at the 6'8" level, run you about 6'3", 6'2", maybe 6'1", but they're about 250, 260 pounds. With us, we may have to take a guy who's 5'11" and 190 pounds, and he's our guy. So
right.
Really, it's the size. It's not necessarily the athletic ability of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes the size, but 100% of the time that I see that we get affected by is the lack of player depth.
Right, and you talk about the whole quarantining thing, and extremely unfortunate. It's made up for a really great year. I mean, speaking, you'd like to just say, like, with everything that's happened this past year, I know graduating to 2020, I missed my normal graduation, missed the prom or whatever. So
missed your baseball season.
Baseball season. It's amazing that these kids are out here playing, in the midst of some of the things that are going on. Really unfortunate, that you see quarantining like that. It happens at all levels. But Preston, just to switch over before we lose you real quick, really want to ask you really quick about the academics. We know Liberty is extremely demanding. So what is it like for these athletes at Liberty? How do they balance out, workouts and school? Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I do like to say that we do typically have some of the best kids that I've ever seen, the best young men I've ever seen, with the way that they can balance school, with the way they can balance school and football. It's tremendous. I was always a good student, but being at a big school like Guyer, I was smart, but playing on the football team, you get a lot of grace. At Liberty, you don't necessarily get any grace at all. They don't treat you any different than they do the other academic kids. So the academic rigor is extremely tough, and the fact that we got these guys who can balance 15, 16 hours homework a week, and on top of that, 2.5-hour practice every day, it speaks to their value that we have.
Yeah, you probably put out a lot of really high character kids there.
Shapes them making really good young men.
Yeah. I know you and I talked about this before. Guyer, especially the advanced program at Guyer, is pretty good. I mean, Guyer has a decent academic reputation. Like I said, especially for advanced classes, I think we have 5 or 6 or 7 Ivy League kids every year. But it's not uncommon for Liberty Christian to put like a dozen kids in Ivy League schools and another dozen to like places like Vanderbilt and Rice and schools like that as SMU.
Oh, no.
So, well, anyway,
Not at all.
Anyway, a little bit about today's game. What does it like? This will be your last question, and I'll let you go. I really appreciate your time today as we're about to wrap up. But do you remember your last couple of ball games? I know, obviously, the semifinal game and the state championship game were big, but those last couple of early Saturday morning games outside, I think we had to play maybe Abilene one time. We played. Let's see, somebody else, I think, from West Texas.
Outside.
Yeah, I played
Birdville outside, yep.
Yeah. So tell me about those memories and what it's like winding down and what it's like to play in a game where, this could be the last time you step on the field.
Well, that's the first thought. First of all, I remember these games as if I played them last year. And it's crazy to think that because this was, in 2012. But yeah, I mean, my initial thought is when you're out there and that first kickoff goes, from then on, you realize it really dawns on you that I could be playing my very well last snap, right? And it's not my last game. The way you got to look at it is you're promised one snap, right? Just like God always promises you one day, you're promised one snap, right? So typically, all I can remember specifically is how well we meshed as a collective and how much energy we had because we did not want to go home.
Well,
we were going to make sure we did everything in our power so we did not go home.
Well, that's awesome, son. A parting thought here. Make sure that, and I know you do this for your kids, but make sure that you tell them that too. If you remember, I treated you and Kim the same exact thing. I would hug you before each game and say, play every play like it's going to be your last because soon it will. But anyway, I love you. I appreciate your time today, Preston. And we are going to take a break here, and we will be back for the second half action here at McKinney ISD Stadium between your Guyer Wildcats and the Prosper Eagles.
Selling your home? Lisa Morris and Shannon Piper with the Cloud Realty team have been serving the DFW area for over 15 years. They specialize in residential buying, residential selling, and work with investors all over the Metroplex. Call them today at 469-300-1109 or go to txcloudrealty.com and check out their 5-star reviews. Contact Lisa and Shannon today to find your next dream home.
The law office of Kimberly N. Shanklin voted the best criminal law office in Denton County 6 years in a row. She and her team are focused on family law and select criminal cases. As a proud Wildcat herself, she will offer any member of the Guyer community a free initial consultation. Kimberly's primary objective is to deliver outstanding results for each of her clients in the most cost-effective manner possible. For more information and to schedule a consultation, visit shanklinlawfirm.com or call her office at 940-382-8216. Marty, I've always enjoyed the range of menu items, whether you want to go in there for just an appetizer or a full entree. Talk to us a little bit about the selection there at Marty B's.
Yeah, thank you, John. The menu was uniquely crafted with a couple things in mind, and one thing I'm most proud of is that all of our meats are hormone-free, antibiotic-free, humanely raised, and fed an all-natural diet. So it truly makes a difference in the quality and of the flavor of the food. For example, we're primarily barbecue is what we serve the largest amount of, and so all of our Tex-Mex options have smoked meats that we use to prepare those items. And then we have one of the best hamburgers you'll ever put your mouth around. All of our beef comes from 44 farms down in Cameron, Texas. We cut our New York strip, our filet, and our ribeye in-house. And then all of the trimmings from that we fresh ground into our hamburger patty. And then we have our buns fresh baked from a bakery down in Houston. Unbelievable burger. And then, of course, the steaks speak for themselves, some of the best steaks you'll ever eat. So our menu is wide in range, but narrow in that it's just super focused on quality. So come out and enjoy salads, steaks, tacos, burgers. We have it all.
Marty, anytime we have friends or family come in from out of town, we always take them to Marty B's place because it's such a great Texas experience, and everybody just loves it. So check them out at martybsplace.com, and we'll see you there. Take care.
All right, fans, we are back live at McKinney ISD Stadium to bring you back the second half live. Rick Thrailkill along with Camden Thrailkill. I'm John Piper. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed that live interactive halftime show. We had a couple guests, former players, and fans call in. That was a lot of fun. We'll probably try to do that again next week as long as Guyer secures a victory here today, Rick.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I think it's good for the fans. You get to hear some perspective. We'll think about some questions and some guests for next week before we do that. But it's very, very interesting, and enjoyed both guys today. Always interesting to talk to my son and Steve LaFlame, who's a big patriot of the broadcast Camden, and had the great perspective of being at the other ball game. So here we are. We're ready to go live, Cam, and Guyer, again, like we say, set the table here, your picture. Guyer, right to left on your radio dial, kicking off, toe meets leather. It is up, pooched, and it is caught by the Prosper Eagles, and you're going to take the round around the right side. Number 1 for Prosper, that's Newman. He gets forward for about 12 yards, Cam, and they'll start at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad return right there. I don't believe we've said his name before either.
Yeah, I think that's Nauman. Yeah, Fisher Nauman.
Yeah, good little return out there. I mean, that's just a whole first down that now they don't have to worry about. 12 yards, small things like that, just make that drive just a little bit easier, especially in a 3-3 ball game right here.
Yeah, I don't think that people can appreciate that, really, is how hard it is to make a first down. 10 yards is a lot, and one of the reasons why I harp all the time on how important it is to catch punts. All right, here we go. Jackson Berry out. He's got Jacob DeVinny to his right as he gets him out of the pistol, moves him, takes a snap, and hands inside to DeVinny, and he powers forward, still moving those legs out over the 35 to about the 36.
That's one of the better carries we've seen all day. 6 yards, but that guy front 5, 6, I'm not really sure with the defense, that we're running right here. Has been real tough all day, sticking their nose in. Really, really brand of physical football that we've seen.
Yep, here we go. Back to the line, again in the pistol. Barry. Now going to send DeVinny in motion, take the snap, and fire out on the left to DeVinny, and he is on the corner. Nice block out there on one. Goodlow. Gain on that play, Cam, is 10 yards and a first down.
Yeah, quick first down right here. Not really much of what we saw. Prosper's going to hurry up right here.
Yeah, they are, and they're going to go to that traditional 4x4 spread. DeVinny out in motion to the right, and again, they're going to throw that same play, this time out to the right side. DeVinny does a good job turning it inside. Played pretty well by the Wildcats there. Gain only on about 4.
Yeah, some more offense right here early in the third quarter. Might be a different second half. Fingers crossed up here.
Yeah, it looks like Prosper is trying to pick up the tempo a little bit here on Guyer. Gain on that play was 4. It'll be second down and 6. Now 83 Reimer is in the game. He's in a short slot on the right. DeVinny back in that pistol. Fake. Fire on the inside screen. This time to Bailey, and the ball's loose. Excellent job there. Who is that? 1. Darius Goodlow stuck a mitt in there, knocked the ball out, and Camden, that is a big play.
And you know what? We've seen that all day. Either one of these teams, a couple, 3 or 4 good plays in a row, and then shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, that's an example where I know Coach Walsh always harped with you about that. On that quick screen, man, it is designed to get up the field, north and south. When you start dancing around, you got big linebackers in there grabbing, and you're not used to that as a receiver. Now Barry back, going to drop straight back. Look, pressure from the corner, and he is down, and it is big number 7, Cooper Lance.
I do believe that I see a flag in the backfield. Might be a holding call. See the quarterback running off the field. Might just be a decline right here. That is the call we're going to get. Yeah, I think we're going to decline that. Take the fourth down, take the punt. Good stop for Guyer.
Big plays.
Big fumble right there. Obviously, Prosper was able to get back on top of it now, but I think we're going to flip the field and get the ball seemingly almost in plus territory right here.
Yeah, let's check that number.
22, Peyton Bowen, I believe, on the return. Seen him back there a lot now that, Deuce Harmon has been out of the lineup.
Yeah, and that's 6 Peck on the punt for the Eagles. Snap a little bit high, but he gets it. Gets the kickoff. It's a big one, too. Bowen all the way back to his 24. He gets it. He's heading right up the field, though. And he's trying to get to the corner, and he's going to – huge block there. That's going to be 15.
Jordan Eubanks. And that's that new rule, the blind side
rule,
block.
because he got his helmet on. Yep.
Clean hit. Wasn't really unnecessary or violent, but that's the one play they're trying to remove from the game is that blindside block, and you'll see it. They'll throw it every time.
Yeah, and he got his helmet around front. Back when you were playing, that would have been a legal block. No helmet contact, but they're just taking that thing out of the game when you curl back on somebody who's running and can't see you.
Yeah, good return right there by Peyton Bowen. Will be negated by the block though. Take it out to about the 50. Probably going to start with it about our own 35 right here.
Yeah, one thing coaches will teach eventually is the what I call the flag football block.
I remember Cole Ramsey doing it a while ago. Really heads up football player. Played under his dad, Derek Ramsey, who's coaching at Foster Ridge now, but ran with his hands up.
Yeah, just get in the way. All right, let's go now. Guyer Stowers has got the stack formation on the right. Dylan Rivera this time in the slot. Hands straight up the middle. B.J. Phillips, he pounds forward, and he's going to get about we'll give him 3 on that. Camden will be 2nd down and 7. Guyer goes right back to the line. This time trips to the left, and they go quickly. Stowers going to keep it short side on the quarterback keeper, and not much there.
Back to another 3rd and long early on in this 3rd quarter again, first drive. And I don't mean to be controversial, but I don't believe that we've said B.J. Phillips or Ty Aldridge's name enough today.
No, I agree with you. 31, Alex Stowers, first one in on that, and then a host of help for that. 3rd down now, and let's call that 3.5. Stowers stack formation on the right. Now he's looking to change the play. He is. Back up to the line, going to change his coverage as well. Not going to take the snap. Nope. Yeah, a little bit. And a hand. All that to hand it right up the middle to Phillips, and he is going nowhere. And Ciano, let's see, that is Alex Stowers.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, a little bit of pushing and shoving there in the line as it gets a little chippy. 4th down and about 2, and here comes the Guyer punting team. Seven minutes and 50 seconds to go here, Cam. And we've just traded blows here. Looks like Bailey back to get this one. He's heels planted firmly at his own 24-yard line. Let's see if Horn can really get into one. And it's a little bit short. And not much of a bounce. Stopped quickly there. Who is that? That's 12. Cy Stovall. 27-yard line. Guyer punt there of about 29 yards, 30 yards on the punt. And the Eagles will take over 1st and 10, Cam, at their 27-yard line.
Yeah, and we saw 4th and short there. Near around our own 40-yard line. Wouldn't be the craziest thing to have seen Webb decide to leave the offense out there, but I really like the call to punt the ball. Got a really low-scoring affair right here. Defense has been playing well. A lot of seniors on that side of the ball, and it looks like he's going to put the trust in the defense, and he's going to send him out there.
Yeah, I would do the exact same thing. Got a little bit of a timeout here on the field. Looks like a TV timeout. Let's talk for a second, Cam, about the whole pace of this game, too. It looks like they played the first half, in quicksand. Looks like the second half, maybe both teams trying to up the tempo a little bit, see if that'll help them with success.
Yeah, you see Guyer do it, and Prosper. Really, after they get a positive play, they'll want to hurry up to the line. The one downside about that is Guyer not a lot of first downs here today. So when they hurry up and they're doing that, but they're not making first downs, that defense is on the field a lot.
Yep. Guyer's had 31 plays today, Cam, for 100 yards.
Yeah, and you know what? Defense has been playing well, but that's a lot of time to be out there on the field. And as this game starts to dwindle down and get closer to the 4th quarter, the trenches time, that's going to be tough, and that's going to set in on them.
Yeah, 2.5 yards a carry, though, or 2.5 yards a play. I know Coach Webb's not happy with that. So let's see here as we move later into this game. Barry now going to send Billings in motion. This time going to take and fake the jet sweep again, and Rowan Briggs missed a tackle there. Nice job by Foster coming up, though. Briggs had him in the backfield for a big loss. Barry was able to get away a little bit. No gain really much, so maybe a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, you see that a lot. Big, you feel like you got a free shot on the quarterback, your eyes light up, and then last second he just slips through.
Ole. All right, stack formation for the receivers on both sides. Deviney is in the pistol. Barry takes, drops straight back. He's got time. Now it breaks down, and there comes 44, Blaine Smith, and then they're going to dump him all the way back at the 13-yard line. Big-time play from 44, Blaine Smith, and a loss of 15 yards, Camden.
And that's a big play. Good buddy of mine. Nothing but good things to say about that kid. 3-year starter, and that's when that experience starts to set in. Round 4, and you need kids like that to make big plays, and that's what it is. And we see another 3rd and long here, Dad, and that's what we've been talking about all day. Big plays like that just really make it tough to move the ball down the field.
Yeah, it's 3rd down in Lubbock right now. They got a long way to go here. Let's see how conservative they are with this play call. And, yeah, Barry going to throw the screen inside on the right. And Guyer plays it pretty well. Harpole's going to pick up about 6 or 7 yards. Just looking for some room to punt there. And, man, that is some big plays from both teams defensively.
Okay, we got Peyton Bowen back there again. Good returns from him so far. Hoping to see something like that again. We're thinking we're going to start with the ball in plus territory here.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And if you are just now checking in, this is not like any Guyer game I have seen. It is 3-3, and we are just turning into a game of punts and turnovers, and a big one there from Trask as he bounds that all the way back to about the 43-yard line as that one got over Bowen's head. And huge kick right there from the senior Grant Peck right there as he kept Guyer from getting that great field position again. Still, though, pretty good. You're out at your own 43-yard line. Let's see if we can make something happen.
Yeah, one thing I will say is in compliance with the good defensive play, same thing with the punters on both ends of the, both sides. Seen some really good punts, which is really useful. Big Georgia fans, me and you, and I think we always like to say anybody who's seen a Georgia game this year, the best player, arguably, on Georgia's team is Jake Camarda, the punter.
Yeah.
And you
one of only 2 All-Americans.
That's what I'm saying. 2 great defenses here today, and if you got a good punter, like, that could really, really help your play.
Yeah, I remember 2 years after I graduated, I went to Tucker High School, Atlanta, big school. One of our big rivals, I guess you would call it, was Redan High School, and Kevin Butler played for Redan, and he literally beat us one year by punting the ball. Oh. I'm not kidding. Like, literally, he kicked a field goal. They beat us 10-7. He kicked one field goal, but he had I think they made 6 first downs the entire game. But he had 10 punts, and he averaged 65 yards.
I do hope you remember legendary LSU punter Brad Wing, Australian.
I do.
Yes. Changed the game. Made little kids want to grow up and be a punter.
Literally, especially ones in Australia. All right, let's go. Guyer now going to go right to left on your radio dial. They're in that stack formation. Stowers, yeah, we got a penalty
False
from our
start here,
wideout.
down here in the bottom, Jace Wilson.
Boy, you hear me talk about this, Cam, all the time, and it is just
watch the ball.
Yeah, watch the ball. What is it, the thing they do at the NFL? You only have one job?
You just watch the ball. You don't listen. You turn your ears off as a receiver. You always hear, turn your ears off and watch the ball. It gets loud, and, you get far away from the snap call.
The coaches are yelling at you on the side, close to the sideline. All right, Stowers again now, 1st and 15. Going to take and fake and look and tries to get deep with Wilson. And what a throw and catch. Excellent play there by Jace Wilson, and Stowers threw that one right on the money, Cam.
Big, right to his big target. Jace Wilson, 6'5", great athlete. Go up and get it. Basketball player and 50-50 ball, and really you like to say 70-30 right there for the receiver.
Yeah, 13 Caleb Miles on the defensive coverage there, and he had great coverage, perfect phase, just a great play. Now going to hand inside, big hole, and Ty Aldridge is bursting all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Another first down for the Wildcats, and they will quickly go.
Well, we're seeing that Guyer hurry up right here, like we said. 2 big plays, and they're not going to slow down.
Now look to me on the sideline. Stowers takes, snap, fake, fires across the middle, and it is incomplete, and that one was almost picked. and he telegraphed that. 13, Caleb Miles just went right in front of Wilson on the slant, and we got away with one there.
Yeah, dangerous throw, and you know, it's just stuff we've seen all day. Defense making big plays, and in big times like this, not coming away with it there, but really dangerous throw from Eli.
Yeah, stack formation. Phillips on the right. Stowers going to take and throw. That's Ty Aldridge as he tries to throw the swing pass, and boy, they ate that thing up. And Aiden Ciano almost made a tackle for a big loss there. 94, Eckroat, the defensive end, out there too to knock that thing down. No gain. Third down now and 10 for the Wildcats from the 15-yard line. 4 minutes, 26 seconds to go here in the third quarter. But yards are tough to come by. Stowers going to take and fake and going to throw to the corner, and it is caught. Touchdown.
And there's that another 50-50 ball to big receiver Jace Wilson. And you know what? You hear guys talk about it a lot of times. Really tough on the DBs on those one-on-one passes. You almost like to say 70-30 in the receiver's favor. Really tough, and Eli just puts it up only where Jace could get it. 6'5", goes up and get it, and that's going to be the first touchdown of the day for either one of these teams. And waiting the extra point right here.
Snap down, kick up, and it is good. And with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go here, Cam, the third quarter, Guyer finally punches one in the end zone. You know, we've been a little bit critical today of Eli, and he has been a little bit inaccurate in his throws, but that's two big-time throws right there. The senior quarterback, when it counted, too high outside, let your guy go up and get it.
Yeah, and then, you know, that's a big drive right there for the Guyer Wildcats. Obviously, put some confidence in that defense who's already been playing elite all day.
Yeah, I think it's critical. You're going to see what I believe is maybe the most critical drive of the game right here for Prosper. And, after, a little bit of movement early, they have struggled mightily to do anything the last few times they've had the ball, and they've shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, senior quarterback Jackson Berry, two big interceptions on the goal line, and that's costly right there. Like, can't turn the ball over. Certainly can't turn the ball over in the red zone.
Yeah, all right, Guyer again with the two kickers. Mayfield pounds this one down, and please don't go out of bounds. That's a big mistake right there. Boy, you just hate to see that. I watched it in a college game yesterday, too, and you get a bunch of momentum, and all of a sudden you kick the ball out of bounds, you give them the ball at the 30 or 35-yard line, and it's just unfortunate that you do that, and it's a momentum killer.
Yeah, it's one of those small things in the game of football that doesn't kill you, but it just makes things that much more difficult for you.
Yeah, it eats away at you. In high school, the ball only comes out to the 30, I guess. They're going to mark this ball at the 30? I always thought it was at the 35.
Yeah, it doesn't seem really be too much of an issue.
All right, let's see. You got 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Can the Eagles answer? You got trips up on the left side. That Guyer defense has been strong today. Jackson Berry going to put Billings in motion, going to take and hand inside and know where to go. Who was that? 11, Carson Parham in the
backfield.
Big game from
him. I do believe we've been saying Carson Parham's name several times today.
Yeah, he's been coming hard down off
Sticking up the middle. Yeah, great play right there.
Second down and 10. You know, you're missing two of your top players, your linebackers, obviously Brooks Etheridge after the ankle injury from last week. He is suited up, but, probably difficult being able to go. Handoff inside. Billings nowhere to go. Again, only gain of about one.
Doe-tune.
Guyer defense really just blowing that front up now and nowhere to go.
Big play by number 42, Doe-tune. Senior. Great to have him back in the lineup. Another one of those guys. They're just big and strong and plug up the middle of the field.
It is. This is a big play here. Third down and 9. All right, let's check the formation. Jackson Berry got trips down here on the right side. Going to take, fake, and drop straight back. Looking all day to throw, and now he's going to go down.
Cooper Lance.
That's Cooper Lance, and you are a senior quarterback. You got to have a better clock than that, Cam.
And that's one of those things we talked about earlier, Dad. Coverage sack. Again, DBs down here. We got Peyton Bowen, Jaden Fugit. coverage sack. Darius Goodlow, even with the club on, he's just
that's
clamping up out there.
Even without Deuce Harmon, this secondary is extremely talented.
Even these two sophomores, these young kids, Ryan Yates and Peyton Bowen,
can make plays. Absolutely. All right. A little bit of a unique formation here from Prosper. Let's check and see what happens. I would not think that they're going to try a fake from that close. Now, this time more of a rugby style. And a fair catch there by 22 Bowen. Another great job coming up, catch the ball. And Guyer will take over at their own 46-yard line again, Cam.
Once again, great field position. Does seem like we're flipping the field. This whole third quarter, I don't think that Prosper's really gotten the ball past maybe the 35-yard line even.
Yeah, they haven't. And you got to think that if Guyer can punch one in here, even a field goal and make it a two-score game can really go a long way. You got 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Score, Guyer Wildcats 10, Eagles of Prosper 3, and it has been a slugfest until now. Stowers stack on the right. Going to take the snap. He's in a delay here. Check the meet. Now he's running clock. He's going to take and hand straight up the middle and about 2 yards, 2.5 yards on the gain there.
I'll tell you what, though, 2.5 tough yards. It seems like every time B.J. Phillips takes the ball, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah,
got to take him down.
Yeah, he's a load. I mean, been a varsity player since he's a freshman. Stowers now going to keep, and boy, he took a hit right there. Quarterback keeper. That was just a straight quarterback power on the left side. Gain on that play is maybe 4. Going to be 3rd down and 2. Cam, you are getting close to 4-down territory. I would be surprised if we don't see the same play, and we do. And they were thinking the same thing, and now you've lost 2 yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 4 at the 46. Punt the ball. Timeout from Webb.
Looks like he's going to take a timeout. Yeah, conservative call right there, choosing a quarterback power.
I will be shocked if we have anything but a punt right here. I mean, Coach Webb's got way more experience than me. I think he's even, if not win one, he's been in a state championship or 2. But I think here the play is punt the ball. Your defense is playing fantastic. You just barely over a quarter. Cam, what do you think?
I agree.
If it was a half a yard or something, maybe. But
with the way the defense is playing right now, you almost assuredly got to punt the ball right here. I don't think it would be the worst call in the world deciding to go for it. Certainly you like your chances, when you're under 4th and 3 and you got so many athletes back there. But I like the punt call.
But here's the thing.
Get the ball down there, make them go the length of the field to score. Certainly haven't done it. Haven't put 3 points up, Yeah, haven't put up anything but 3 points since the first quarter, so I like the punt here, too.
Yeah, because even if you think about it this way, even if you make the first down, the game's not over. You're still, if you
make the first down, you still might have to punt in general. You're not in field goal range.
So I think it's just a big risk for not a big enough reward. I mean,
looks like Eli Stowers might go back out there, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of times, though, he doesn't
I think that's what we're going to see. I think that's what we're going to see.
Maybe they're going to try to jump him off sides or something, but
like you said, Coach Webb, a little more experience than we do.
Yep.
We'll see how it pans out.
Well, here we go. We got DeMarcus Howard in that little short stout, and they're going to go, and boy, that play was going to lose 4 yards. What is the call here? What's the call here? Why is the clock stopped?
Got a whistle blown dead. Wait for the call.
I don't understand that. That is a huge break for Guyer. They blew that play dead, and that you might have just cost Prosper a turnover right there. I don't understand what just happened.
Yeah, weird play. We saw number 44 come down.
Ciano
fill the gap and make the play in the backfield, hitting Ty Aldridge, driving him back, but whistle blows the play dead. They'll redo it.
Yeah, no timeout or anything. That's interesting. Stowers now going to take and hand to Phillips, and they're not even going to get close. That's a big mistake. I just do not understand that call. 44, Aiden Ciano just blows the play up.
Yeah.
We lost a yard. And
certainly disappointing to see them go back to the same play call, too, that was just blown up by number 4. Same play. Same player makes the same play right there, and
I really...
we talked about it up here in the booth. Didn't like the call.
Well, now you got to play defense, but all you've done there, I mean, I know you might say, well, we've got a great defense. So
One thing that Guyer did really well last year is in situations like that, cause teams to jump, and I would have really liked to see them go towards that.
I agree. All right, Jackson Berry got trips to his left, got his running back to his right, going to send Bailey in motion, going to take and hand on the speed sweep as he cuts it up. This is a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. That's a good play there by Bailey to stick his foot in the ground and get north. Guyer had it strung out pretty good. Gain on that play is about 6.5 yards. He's second down and a long 3. Tackle on that play was 16, Jackson Foster. Now, back to the pistol. Jackson Berry going to send Deviney in motion and going to fire right in the sit down in the middle, and that's Harpole, and that'll be a first down. Gain on that play about 8 or 9, Cam.
And you know what? Talked about that Harpole kid early on, 6'4", 230, big-time player for that Prosper team, but kudos to this Guyer defense for shutting him down.
Yeah, he really has not been a huge factor today. I mean, he had the touchdown pass early that was called back on the penalty, but not a huge thing. Jackson Berry now going to send another man in motion, take, and this time fake, and he keeps it, and he's up the middle, and he's going to gain about 6 or 7 yards. And it looks like, that's about 5, Camden. Second down and 5 there. They came back to that same speed sweep. This time faked it, and the quarterback keep it.
And I think Prosper's just going to take it into the quarter. That's what they will do.
And with that, we will now go to break. The end of 3 here. Your Guyer Wildcats lead the Eagles of Prosper 10-3. We'll be back for an exciting fourth quarter in a minute.
Thinking of buying or selling your home? Lisa Morris and Shannon Piper with the Cloud Realty team have been serving the DFW area for over 15 years. They specialize in residential buying, residential selling, and work with investors all over the Metroplex. Call them today at 469-300-1109 or go to txcloudrealty.com and check out their 5-star reviews. Contact Lisa and Shannon today to find your next dream home.
The law office of Kimberly N. Shanklin voted the best criminal law office in Denton County 6 years in a row. She and her team are focused on family law and select criminal cases. As a proud Wildcat herself, she will offer any member of the Guyer community a free initial consultation. Kimberly's primary objective is to deliver outstanding results for each of her clients in the most cost-effective manner possible. For more information and to schedule a consultation, visit shanklinlawfirm.com or call her office at 940-382-8216.
All right, we're back live now. And ball's going to be spotted down at the 35-yard line of the Wildcats as they flip the field. Beautiful day here today. Get the picture again. Prosper Eagles, and they're all white with the green trim, green numbers. Guyer dressed in black today, Cam. Those gleaming black silver helmets, we say. This year they did add the stripe. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
You know what?
But let the players do what they want to do.
And you got Coach Webb, new coach, new culture. I'm sure he wants to come in, give his own thing. And I will say, different generations.
You're right.
I don't think they're too bad.
No, and if the players like it, then that's what you do. All right, trips left. Barry going to send Harpole in motion. Going to take and hand up the middle, 21 to Vinny, and he pounds forward for 2 yards. He's brought down quickly by Parham, and few get up from his safety spot as Guyer starts to crowd the line. Third down and let's 4-3. Third down and 3. Definitely 4-down territory right here. I'll be surprised if this doesn't go forward. I don't think you'll see any ball move backwards. Harpole going to go inside, going to run the same play. Deviney powers forward, first down. You're not going to see any razzle-dazzle or try to go wide. No deep 5-step drops. First down, Prosper inside the 29. Guyer's defense starting to see some hands on hips there.
And now here's 2 first downs in a row for the Prosper football team. By far the best drive we've seen from them in the second half.
Yeah, first time they put 2 first downs together since the end of the first quarter. All right, Prosper now going to take and throw out here on the left to Billings. Nice block, beautiful block by 21 Deviney. And that thing shoots forward for another first down. Now they're all the way inside the 18, called the 17-yard line. And what a block by Harpole down there. And Deviney, 21 Deviney out of this running back spot in motion, just blew the Guyer safety up.
Another good tackle right there by Carson Parham. Looked like that play might have had a chance to go down near the goal line, but moving in from the inside linebacker position makes the play out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, trips up on the right side. Now Deviney moves to his left. Going to put Harpole in motion all the way across the formation. 21, Jackson Berry keeps it, and he's got room, and he is running down inside the 10. There's a flag that's over here on this outside, and I'm not sure what you're going to get.
We got a ref throwing the hat. I think we might have a 15-yard penalty right here on number 9 down here for the Prosper Eagles. Cameron Harpole.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was such a big deal, though. But he was
getting chippy a little
all
down
the way
here
off
with Darius Goodlow.
Off of the ball. If that's a 15-yard penalty on Prosper, that is a crusher.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We saw the referee throw his flag and then throw the hat next, which I think indicates another penalty.
I think it indicates that the receiver was out of bounds, though. That the players were out of bounds.
We'll wait for the call right here.
Yeah, it didn't look like it's going to be on both people, I'm sure. Yeah, because no one's going backwards.
And that is what we get. I think we get offsetting penalties right here between Darius and Cameron Harpole. Unsportsmanlike conduct, getting a little chippy down here. Some, pushing each other off here by the sideline.
Yeah, I think that's a good call right there. I mean,
you like to see when you get two kids and they're going at it. You like to see the offsetting penalties.
Yeah, no punches thrown. I mean, that would have been really unfortunate.
High emotions in times like these, in games like these. Nearing the fourth quarter.
All
kids
right,
get chippy.
10 minutes, 17 seconds now. Deviney in motion. Jackson Berry again on the quarterback draw. He gets a little bit of room on the right side, but nowhere to run, really. He will get the first down. Excellent job by 33 Marquand Pope, as it looked like he had a hole, Cam, and they just shut it down in a hurry.
But that front six for Guyer has been really good today. Really, really impressed. Certainly the best showing that I've seen from them as a whole.
No doubt. All right, 9 minutes, 51 seconds to go here. If you're just checking in, Wildcats lead this thing 10-3. Eagles threatening inside the 10-yard line. First and goal, take and hand, and there is nowhere to go as Billings is eaten up, and he lost a yard from the 7. He went back to the 8-yard line, and that Wildcat defense is not going to let him just run this thing in easy.
And they've been playing bend, don't break all day. They've been down here in the red zone inside the 10-yard line. This is their fourth time, and they've only given up 3 points.
Yeah, two big picks in the end zone
and if
there.
You're Prosper, you got to convert. Convert.
All right, trips on the left side right here near us. 21 Deviney in the backfield, move to the right side. Going to put Harpole in motion to the right. Take, hand to Deviney, and he is hammered. And no, that's Jackson. Berry keeps, and he's going for the corner, and he gets, where are they going to mark
him? To be down by about the 1-yard line, just short of the goal line. Saw him reach out for the pylon there. And I do believe that's where they're going to
mark him all the way back at the 3.
Man.
Wow.
That's, far side down there. Hard to see where he steps out of bounds.
Excellent fake by Jackson Berry. We thought that was going to be a loss on that play.
Faked out the cameraman, faked out the booth.
So. It did. All right, big play right here. 3rd down and goal from the Guyer 3-yard line. Prosper, desperate to notch this thing up at 10. Trips to the left. Berry going to take and run the quarterback draw, and really just nothing.
Doing. And you got to think, 8 minutes left on the clock right here. Is this 4-down territory?
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, you don't know if you'll even get the ball back. You say, well, you kick a field goal here. Yeah, but if you kick a field goal, you're still going to need a touchdown. They haven't had a chance. They haven't scored. So there's no way you kick a field goal here.
I think I agree. Carson Parham with another stop on that last play. Probably the best showing I think we've seen from him all year. We're going to get a timeout here from Prosper.
All right, so here's the deal right here. If you're the offensive coordinator, we always talk about this. 4th down, from the 3. Basically, what you have here is a 2-point conversion.
Right. And when you get down inside the 10, inside the 5, really in the red zone, you see a lot of man coverage. I might think Prosper might go with a pick route over here, some motions. We'll see. One thing I don't think they do here is keep the ball on the ground. That's what they've done. Yeah. Seemingly, since they've been inside the 15-yard line, not a lot of yards.
Yeah, well, I was talking about the 2-point play. They actually lost a yard on that play, so it's going to be 4th and goal from the 4. But you always have 2, right? You got 2 plays in your back pocket, right? Your 2-point conversions. You worked on them all week.
Yes.
Which is why you never want to have to be in overtime a bunch of times and have to use that play. But you have 2 plays, right? Every coach does. You say it every week. You work on those. That's your 2-point play. It's your must-have right now. And that's why you call this timeout. You got 8 minutes, 20-something seconds. It's not the end of the game right here. The other beauty of this is if you're Prosper is even if you don't make it, you got Guyer now on their own 4-yard line.
Right.
With still 8 minutes and 24 seconds to go. But, Cam, what are you thinking?
You know what? I agree. Keep the field goal team off the field. You got to go for it right here. If you don't get it, you ask a Guyer team that's put up 10 points all day to go 96 yards and go score. So, you like the odds right here if you're Prosper, but I like the call right here to leave the offense on and go for it.
All right, a little interesting now. You got Bailey in the backfield. A little bit of a different look. Still trips down here on the left. Harpole all by himself on the right side. Barry going to take and look and roll and still rolling. And now he's going to roll here to the left. He's trying to get away from Rowan Briggs. He's going to run up. Still going, still looking. He dodges and he gets nothing. All the way down. That's a 25-second play.
And I do believe that's another one of those coverage sacks from that Guyer Wildcat defense.
Yeah, he had
big-time plays.
He had Bailey open on the swing route immediately in the end zone for a touchdown, but he was looking down the middle of the field and just really nowhere to go with the ball. That's one of those things where if you're going to run with that, you have to be really decisive. And although Barry is a relatively good athlete, doesn't have elite speed and could not get to the corner.
I will add in this. You say he missed the swing pass right there to Bailey. That would be the second time now that Jackson Berry has missed 2 touchdown passes inside the red zone where they didn't come away with points.
Yep. Well, here you go now. Guyer, 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Got to make a couple of first downs here. Even if you have to punt the ball, the thing is to make some first downs. Guyer, he's in trouble, and Eli Stowers, that's going to be intentional. Nope, there's 12. Thank goodness. Because
smart play by Eli Stowers right there, getting rid of the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you're in the pocket though, but he did have Stowers out there. He threw it over his head. Stovall, I'm sorry.
See a little sugar huddle right here.
Yeah, wow, that is huge. All right, 2nd down and 10. Well, they are really crowding the line of scrimmage here. They're going to make Guyer complete a pass here as B.J. Phillips is going to get out to maybe the 4.5. They're right now, Camden, they are all in at the line.
They will. And you know what?
They're just daring Guyer to throw the ball.
Quick little fact right here from Preston, your son, Coach, like we talked at halftime. He told me that statistically the worst play call on 2nd and long is the run.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And you're better off running the ball on 3rd and long than you are on 2nd and long. All right, stack right. Stowers with his feet on the goal line. 3rd down and about 9. Going to take and fake and looking. He's going to go deep. And this one is overthrown and way out of bounds. And that stops the clock too, Cam. That's an interesting call right there. Because not only do you throw that incomplete, but you also stop the clock.
Yeah, and like we talked about, Prosper didn't get it. Now they got Guyer punt from their own 4-yard line. Looks like they're going to get the ball in plus territory again. Not really a huge loss for Prosper. Certainly, with as many red zone trips as they've had, you'd like to see them come away with points, but Guyer just can't capitalize after that turnover on downs.
Yeah, critical right here. Got to make a good snap, and you got to get your punt off.
Might see Prosper go after it right here.
And I cannot believe that he did not block that ball. That is just unbelievable. And the big, huge roll all the way out to the 48-yard line. That's an example right there of, I think, a big defensive lineman, not maybe one of your most athletic guys, who got through on the rush and just not sort of be awkward. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Those big guys, it's hard to dive, and you're not as athletic.
Props to Christian Horn, too. Backed up in his own end zone, catches the ball and gets his foot on it, gets it out there, gets a nice little roll. And
all the way out to the 48.
Now they got the ball, near the 50-yard line.
All right, here we go. Now 7 minutes and 1 second to go here in this ball game. If you're just churning in, or if you've gone to sleep, or if you're sitting there with your jaw wide open, not believing that we only have 13 points in this entire game, Guyer Wildcats lead it 10-3, and the Eagles have the ball here. In Guyer territory, Barry going to fake, and he's got a receiver again wide open. This time he checks down smartly, and Bailey is going to take it, and he's going to run all the way up inside Guyer's 40, and now we got a late flag.
I think we might have a block in the back down here on Cameron.
I literally,
on Cameron Harpool.
I'm going to tell you, this is a tragedy right here, though, because the two referees right by the call decided not to throw a flag.
And you had the one from
and you had the referee all the way 30 yards off the ball. I don't think that's what he's going to call. Nope, it is.
Got a clap in the hands from Jordan Eubanks. He seems to like it. And that is what we get, a block in the back on Cameron Harpool. Not really sure how I feel about that one. As a Guyer Wildcat, you like it, but
yeah, it's probably
that's a tough one as an Eagle.
Probably still going to be close to a first down, though, right?
It did happen.
It's still going to be almost. It's first down and 9 because the ball was way downfield. So it's one of those weird things from the spot. So it's first down and 9.
Another self-inflicting wound from Prosper.
Yep, sure is. All right, Barry now got Deviney back in the pistol. Looking to change the play. Going to put 21 in motion. Back looking, fires complete, and straight down to the ground as Harpool catches about 6 yards, Cam. We'll call it we'll call it a 5-yard completion, so that'll be second down and 4. Clock runs now 6 minutes, 23 seconds. Prosper, standard 2x2, spread formation. Look to the sidelines now, check to me. They're going to stay in the pistol. He's got Deviney behind him. Barry takes a snap and hands straight up the middle. Great defensive penetration from 11 Parham. And then everybody else helping. Marquand Pope, 6. Jordan Eubanks. No gain on the play, Cam. Third down and 4. You're definitely in 4-down territory. The clock goes under 6 minutes.
And we'll get Dotun to check up in the game. Big 42 right there, holding it down in the middle of the field. You got to think you might see a run right here because you're thinking 4 downs no matter what.
Yeah, if you're going to throw, it's got to be something quick. All right, Barry. Now going to send his running back in motion. Going to take the snap and look and fire complete, and that's a big play. Billingsley's breaking, and he is down inside the 15. He breaks the tackle. He's down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, and that is a huge, huge play.
And I think that's the biggest Prosper play that we've seen all day, coming at a big situation on 3rd and short late in the fourth quarter of this ball game, and Prosper is back inside the goal line, but can they convert?
Yeah, it seems like they've been down here all day. They have dominated this game from a yardage and a possession standpoint.
Yeah, 250 from Prosper and just 170 total yards for Guyer.
Yeah, that's something else. All right, here we go. Jackson Berry takes a snap, fire out on the left. Billingsley inside the 5, and he is out of bounds to stop the clock. Got 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Right back down to the 5-yard line. Got to get a bow up here from that big Guyer defensive front. I am seeing a bunch of hands on hips, though, Camden.
Yeah, I mean, and like we said earlier, defense has been on the field a lot this game, and that comes back to haunt you late in the fourth quarter of the game. It starts to wear and tear.
Yeah, 83.
We'll see if we can hold.
83, Braden Reimer, the big tight end, kind of checks into the game, and he is slotted on the left side. A lot of movement from that Guyer defensive front. They got to try to throw this time by Bailey, and he makes a couple of guys miss, but great coverage out there in the flats. 21 Yates and 33 Marquand Pope. They're going to knock him down at the 9.
And
Clock runs down.
Another third down inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5-yard line. And if you're a Prosper fan, you're worried. I think this is the 4th time they've been inside the 5.
Yeah, clock runs down.
Scoring.
Clock runs down, Cam, inside 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 3rd down, goal to go from the 4. Guyer looking to bring pressure. Bailey in motion on the right. And they're going to hand to him on a speed sweep, and he cuts it up, and great job by that Guyer defensive tackle. Just swarm on there. 4 guys, Jordan Eubanks, Marquand Pope, Jaden Fugit, Jackson Foster, all of them. Great job by the Guyer defensive front. They got pressure.
That defense is just
quickly got pressure, forced them out. And then all your secondary guys just swarming to the ball. Another 4th down. I think that was Rowan Briggs, Cam, that got pressure.
Rowan Briggs, and then you see Marquand Pope coming in with that second effort, pushing him back. And Guyer, just that defense blowing up. And if you're Eli Stowers and you're that offense, you're tipping your cap, you're thanking them. Big 4th down right here coming up. As a Guyer fan, this is some of the best defensive play I think you've seen in the last several years. I don't remember ever seeing this sort of defensive play from a team that I was on.
I agree. I think this is the best well, basically this is your defense.
Essentially, yes. Yes. With a little bit of a different
What
scheme.
you're seeing is and some good young kids. And I think the other thing is this this 3-3-5 defense from Coach Webb that was much maligned in the beginning of the year.
Some people were a little critical of it.
But he stuck with his guns.
He did, and it's looked really good.
It really has. And you're really proud of you're really proud of Coach Heim, sticking to his guns, saying, guys, this is what I believe in. I'm going to make you better. In the last 3 weeks, Guyer's defense has just been superb.
One thing Kyle Keese always says is that it's only up to the coaches for so much. And if they really want to win, if the kids really want to do well, they got to buy in. Trust the process.
All right, here we go. 4th down. The 4th consecutive time that we've seen this. And now we got all kinds of movement. And it is picked off.
But we got a free play, and it won't matter.
Boy, you better hope if you're Prosper that you don't get a motion penalty.
I think we got an offsides right here.
I think so.
Maybe a false start. Either way, was the play blown dead?
The play was not blown dead, and you are lucky there. What a play by 21, Ryan Yates, though. The young sophomore just bullied Bailey there and just outplayed Tyler Bailey for that ball.
Ryan Yates, a long athlete, big kid down here.
Another sophomore.
That's a 10th grader. And when you get near the goal line and you start getting pressed up, long athletes like this help.
All right, here we go. Play of the game. Bailey in motion. Got a hand on the left side, going for the corner. Touchdown. Finally, they pounded in. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the ball game. And they are an extra point away from tying this thing up, Camden.
That's a big touchdown. And, this Guyer defense all day has just played with heart and back against the wall. They don't get to stop right there, but you still love what you've seen from that defense, making them work every down of the play. And if you're Eli Stowers right here, it's your 3rd year. You want the troops to rally around you. Extra point good right there. It's going to tie the game up. You got to tell your guys that, it's on me, and I'm going to take y'all down here. We're going to go score.
Yeah, I mean, this is why where you love a guy like Eli Stowers. I've seen him do it for 3 years now. He's calm. He's collected. Eli's not an overly emotional kid. It's kind of the perfect prototype personality for a quarterback. He's a pretty good leader.
Yeah, soft-spoken kid, well-respected.
But he doesn't lose his cool. He never loses his composure. Gerard Hurd, very similar. Obviously, J.W. Walsh, a little bit more fiery maybe, but still same thing, quiet, calm when he needs to. This similar to what happened in the last game, guys. I know there were a few more points put up on the board, but, I think there were 3 touchdowns scored or 2 touchdowns and a field goal scored the last game when these two teams played in the last, 5-6 minutes of the game. Got to... Right now, if you're Guyer, one thing you cannot do is go 3 and out. Regardless of whether you score or not, obviously you want to win this thing in regulation. Guyer's already won one playoff game this year in overtime. Obviously, you want to win this game in regulation, but you've got to make a couple of first downs. You cannot turn around and give Prosper this ball right back at midfield. Your defense needs a break.
I agree, and you got a big leg, Michael Mayfield. 3.5 minutes left on this clock. Ideal situation is you waste all that time, and maybe Michael Mayfield hits a game winner over here.
Knock one through to win the game. All right. Prosper going to kick Pooch down here on the left side. It is caught. 22 Bowen. He will take it, and he's got a little bit of room on the go. Excellent open field tackle right there by 25.
Seem to have the corner there. You'd like to see him just keep that
number.
outside.
25. That's Adam Dew. Excellent special teams play right there by the young backup linebacker. If he doesn't make that play, it looked like Peyton Bowen had some room to run on this.
And you know what? Nonetheless, solid return from Peyton Bowen. He's going to give the Wildcats the ball. It looks like the 37-yard line.
All right. This is it. Almost assuredly, this is Guyer's last opportunity with the football. Stowers got stacked formation on the right. There comes a Prosper defense down the hill. You can see those guys getting pressure from the outside. B.J. Phillips pounds it right up the middle. Got a little bit of room that time. Gain on that play, Cam, 5 yards.
That's a good first down carry, and if you can take 5 yards on first down every time, you're going to be in good. You're going to be in good situations.
Yeah, interesting line, interesting line set here as Prosper runs a very similar defense, 3-4, 3-3-5. This time, a lot of run fit blitz there. Going to stop B.J. Phillips, but a gain again is 3. Now you got 3rd down and 2, Cam, from your 45. Let's see where they mark it. Yeah, 3rd down, just a little bit less than 2 here.
Yeah, I'd like to see Webb keep the ball on the ground right here. Maybe go to the quarterback read and get Eli in the game a little bit as well.
Yep, Stowers, they love to run that quarterback power here with 2 lead blockers. It wouldn't surprise me to see Stowers just keep this ball. Nope, going to hand off to Phillips, and, boy, it's going to be close. He's going to be short, and this is a call. Boy, this is why those coaches get paid bucks to get to be the head coach. What do you do here, Cam? 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Score tied at 10, 4th down, a half yard from the 46-yard line, and here's the decision's already been made.
If I'm Coach Webb right here,
well, you got
I'm
big boy
leaving my
package.
offense on the field. I'm thinking, you know what? I trust
Wolverine.
my guys.
Yep.
I put my faith in my guys and my big men and the work that they put in the offseason, and I leave it up to the kids right here, and I leave the offense on the field just the same as he does.
I agree. I 100% agree. This is the Wolverine. Quick snap and timeout. This time it's Guyer?
I do believe so. Timeout. Yeah, we had the play clock running down. Looked like it was at 3 seconds before that timeout call. That's a good call right there from Webb. Big play right here. Probably the biggest play of the game that we've seen so far. Going to bring the guys in. Going to talk to him. Senior quarterback Eli Stowers. I'm sure his opinion is very well respected. Among that coaching staff. Probably going to ask him. What do you see? And we just got to kind of sit and wait here. Big play coming up.
Yeah, you got to make plays that big players make big plays in big moments, right? I mean, if I'm Coach Webb, I think there's only one play that I'm calling right here. I'm going to run my quarterback power, or I'm going to run my little quarterback counter, but I'm going to put the ball in Eli Stowers' hands right here. I'm going to put 2 big guys in front of him, and I'm going to let Eli just try to lean.
I certainly agree.
Get me a yard.
Times like this, you look to your best players and you say, you've taken us this far. Team needs you to step up, and you're right. Big time players do make big time plays in big time situations, and
this is not sophomore Eli Stowers. This 200+ pound Eli Stowers, but looks like they're going to get in that long eye formation, that Wolverine formation.
We might see that shift they like to do, and Prosper better not jump.
Yep, Stowers going to take and going to hand, and boy, I just do not think he made it. Nope, no chance.
And he's going to be stuffed. And
he was absolutely stuffed. And who is that? 94, James Eckroat, big 6'3", 240-pound senior, and 44, Aiden Ciano. Who else? Right up off the bottom of that pile. And he just got stoned.
Don't love the play call there. Twice you see BJ carry the ball, and great player. Do not get me wrong, but it seems like Eli, your best player, 3-year quarterback, kind of just gets taken out of the mix right there, and you'd like to see him kind of be a threat, and he just wasn't.
Yeah, 1 minute, 38 seconds now. Guyer defense going to have to make a play. You got 21 DeVinny going in motion, quarterback draw, and nowhere to run. Now you need your defense, the strongest part of your team, to make plays. Minute 27 and counting. Gain on that play was maybe 2 yards. Second down and 8. Jackson Berry again in the pistol. Sends DeVinny in motion again. This time going to throw out to DeVinny in the flats, and he dropped it. Boy, tried to run without the ball. That's going to bring up third down and 8.
Looks
a
like
minute 13.
Looks like the ball's on the 37-yard line right here, and if you're a Prosper Eagle, you got it in the back of your mind is how good their kicker is.
Yeah, not this good.
Yeah, you got to think you got to get the ball inside the 30-yard line to at least have a chance.
Yeah, I agree. Third down now and a long 7. This time, substitution. Let's see, DeVinny's going out. Billings coming into the game. Jackson Berry going to be by himself in the backfield. Got trips on this left side. Might look for a quarterback draw here. Berry going to look. He's got room to run. And close quickly, Marquand Pope.
Great
That
play.
is a big-time play. That kid is an absolute stud.
And you know what? We've said his name all playoffs. Marquand Pope, just big play after big play, whether it be in the passing game, in the run game.
Now it's this interesting call, Cam. Think about this. Now you got 51 seconds to go. You got 4th down and 7.
See, if I'm Prosper right here, you don't see Webb taking it. I agree. Webb's not taking a timeout. You let the clock run down. Maybe even take a delay of game for all I care, and you punt the football. You punt the ball out of bounds. You punt the ball in the end zone. Whatever you do, you don't let them return the ball. You play the game safe, and you take this on into overtime.
Yeah, I agree 100%. The last thing you want to do is get cute right here, because I can tell you one thing. Michael Mayfield can kick it from 57 yards.
I will say,
you get the ball inside the 40, and you got a shot with Mayfield.
We talked about these plays down here, in the goal line, your 2-point conversion plays. Well, these coaches also have into the game plays.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. With Michael Mayfield, huge X factor for the Guyer Wildcats. You don't see high school kickers be able to kick the ball and give their offense that much flexibility that Michael Mayfield provides to the Guyer Wildcats. So you got to think Webb's trying to put something up his sleeve right here. 26 seconds left. We're going to get the ball back. Barring any sort of fake or trickery from the Prosper Eagles, I imagine that Coach Heim is telling his guys, don't be fooled, play everything safe, because overtime is probably what both coaches are planning on right now.
4th down and 7. It wouldn't shock me to see them maybe try to run the ball here, maybe run a something that might eat up 10 seconds.
You got one timeout, though, still for Guyer.
Yeah, it's because then you get a 15, 20-yard pass. Yeah, I
think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the punt.
Yeah, you're going to see a punt. Yeah, you're going to be in a short. It'll be a short punt, and he will say, "Just kick the ball."
Yeah, good play call right here. I like it. I agree with it.
Yeah, nobody back for Guyers. They're expecting maybe a little trickeration, and you're right, Cam. Just punt the ball, keep it in play, though. That thing doesn't want to go out of bounds. That is a big mistake. That is a mistake right there. You could have punted that thing and got another 5 or 6 seconds run off the clock. But still, 18 seconds to go, and I would be shocked right here if Coach Webb did anything other than go to victory formation, although
agree.
It's not victory formation.
You've seen Eli make 2 mistakes, 2 interceptions, a couple of them been bad throws.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anybody put the ball on the ground, but yeah, and I agree. I think that's what we're going to see here. You got Bryson Riggs going back there near the goal line.
Yeah, at this point, you have one timeout, no timeouts from Prosper. So if you just get a knee to the ground, this thing will end regulation, and we will be in our second overtime game. And that's what it looks like, Cam. The clock's going to run down now inside 14 seconds, and that'll be it for the regulation. And we're going to send it. Yeah, we're going to send it to a break and hear from one of our sponsors. But we will be right back for one of the most exciting things in sports, and that's overtime.
Go Cats.
Thinking of buying or selling your home? Lisa Morris and Shannon Piper with the Cloud Realty team have been serving the DFW area for over 15 years. They specialize in residential buying, residential selling, and work with investors all over the Metroplex. Call them today at 469-300-1109 or go to txcloudrealty.com and check out their 5-star reviews. Contact Lisa and Shannon today to find your next dream home.
The law office of Kimberly N. Shanklin voted the best criminal law office in Denton County 6 years in a row. She and her team are focused on family law and select criminal cases. As a proud Wildcat herself, she will offer any member of the Guyer community a free initial consultation. Kimberly's primary objective is to deliver outstanding results for each of her clients in the most cost-effective manner possible. For more information and to schedule a consultation, visit shanklinlawfirm.com or call her office at 940-382-8216.
All right, we're back live now, and looks like we're going to have the coin toss, and now the coaches come to the middle here. I'm not really familiar with how they do this, but it looks like the coaches are going to get together, and they'll do the coin toss. Usually, we talked about this before in the overtime game that we had earlier, Cam. Usually you choose to play defense first because that way you know what you have to do. It takes all of the worry and fear out of it for you. If it's 4-down territory, if the team scores a touchdown, you know you need a touchdown.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't seem to be extremely windy on the field, but that also comes into account. You gotta decide which side you want to defend from. If you're kicking a field goal, you don't want to kick into the wind. You certainly don't want your quarterback thrown into a gust. So
yeah, the wind seems to be blowing slightly left to right, so it's slightly in, but it's primarily a crosswind.
Yeah.
Really from the Guyer sideline towards the Prosper. So from the home sideline to the visiting sideline is really where the wind is blowing primarily.
The stadium's sort of built underground right here. I'm sure the stands.
Yeah, they're going to go to
block off some of
They're
the
going to go to the closed side of the field though, and that's where they'll play it.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure of that.
Oh, and not to interrupt you, Dad, I do believe we just have gotten word Cedar Hill has won. They have beaten Tumall Memorial 30-21 at Waco ISD Stadium, so I do believe that the winner of this game will take on Cedar Hill next week. Location, TBD. Not exactly sure right now.
The rumor is that they're going to be back here. All right, so Guyer won the toss. They'll play defense first. You got to like your chances with that. Cam, what do you see here? Who do you think has the advantage going into overtime?
With the way the Eagles have struggled in the red zone, and especially inside the 10-yard line, and with that Michael Mayfield leg for the Guyer Wildcats, you gotta like the Guyer Wildcats here. Defense has been bowing up down here in the red zone. Eli Stowers, really versatile. Big Jace Wilson, red zone target.
I agree. I think we do. I think the advantage is a little bit for the Wildcats. But let's see how it plays out.
Cameron carpool down here by himself.
Yep, and Barry going to send in motion. Going to hand it 21 to Vinny and really nowhere to go. He's going to lose a half-yard, Cam.
Good tackle right there. Rowan Briggs, and it looks like Marquand Pope and Carson Parham all getting in on that one.
Yeah, I did watch the Prosper kicker, and I'm going to be honest with you, Cam. He's probably good from about 40, but I'm not sure. I think Prosper's going to have to make yardage in order for him to really be a factor. I do not believe from your distance right here, I don't think he's got the leg to make that. Jackson Berry going to send his running back Deviney in motion, and he's going to throw outside to Deviney. Excellent play and great tackle right there by one, Darius Goodlow. He got to throw that ball quicker. If he gives his running back a chance, I think he got a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Just late on his read. But you know what? You got to give your open field tackle. If you're a quarterback right there, you get the ball out to your back and you think, okay, you make one guy miss and you got a big play. But Darius Goodlow flying downhill, making a tackle. One thing that he probably needed to improve on from last year was tackling, being a little more physical, open field tackling, and that's exactly what he's done. Put on weight, gotten stronger, and he's physical.
All right, Barry, he's got Deviney in the pistol, gonna fake, and he's looking out on the left. Now he's gonna run, and he has yardage. Oh, no.
On the play.
I
Looks
knew it.
Darius Goodlow might be on him.
Goodness gracious, we just committed just a horrible penalty. It looks like we might have had a defensive hold anyway, but that
I think
right
we missed
there.
that. You got the jersey from number 8, Tyler Bailey, way off the side of his shoulder pad. We might get a hold, might get a pass interference.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a late hit out of bounds too, and that's the big one.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Here's the problem with this.
Replay on the big screen. Hopefully, will give us a little more information.
Here's the problem with the late hit. I don't think the late hit out of bounds is
after the play.
I think it's after the play.
It's a dead ball.
That's going to move it down. Yeah, that's a holding penalty on us. But then the late hit penalty is going to be added on to that.
They're going to get both.
Yeah, they will.
Man, they're going to have the ball down inside the 5-yard line, I think, now. And that's huge. That's big.
Yeah, they're going to get the 10-yard penalty for the hold, and then they're going to get the late hit as well, and that's going to move them. I'll be surprised. They'll go from the 25 to the 15, and then they're going to be at about the 7, Cam, I think. Let's see. They're at the 12, and then it's going to go half the distance. Oh, and they're at the 6-yard line. That is devastating.
That's devastating.
Just a huge penalty right there, and he was 4 yards short of first down. And that was going to be a long, well, I guess they would have gotten the defensive holding penalty anyway, but all right. Got to regroup now. You're at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Wildcats got to bow their neck right here, make a play. Jackson Berry going to move Deviney to his left. Going to take the snap and keep it, and he's going to run, and he is in. Touchdown.
Big mistake right there from Guyer, shooting themselves in the foot. Defense has just been great all day, and you got these last 2 drives sort of look a little winded, maybe like they're running out of gas. They do look a little flat. Momentum certainly on the Prosper side, but you know what? It's a touchdown. We're going to get the ball back. You put the ball in the hands of Eli Stowers, and you still got to feel good as a Guyer Wildcat right now.
Yeah, you played in a playoff game in overtime as well. We were down a touchdown at one point and scored, and we did end up losing that game, but we came back. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
Yeah, and I will take you back, a couple weeks ago against Arlington.
Yep, they scored first.
They did. So this is a familiar place for the Guyer Wildcats. And when you have a senior 3-year starter quarterback, Eli Stowers, he's got a lot of experience playing in front of people and at camps and being on social media. He's with the high profile. This won't be something that's new to him.
No, and let's. I'll be curious to see what Guyer does if they're going to come out. We had a little bit of success throwing some short routes earlier in the year against Ryan. When they had shut down our fast passing game.
Yeah, and you know what? And as you say that, we see Brody Noble come into the game, sure-handed receiver right here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Jace Wilson is high up on the left, he's by himself. You got Ty Aldridge in the game at running back. Rivero to his right. Stowers going to take and going to throw out on the left. And Ty Aldridge makes a couple of guys miss. And he's running free down to about the 15, 16-yard line. That was an excellent play there from Guyer on the back screen.
Good sell to Eli on the throwback right there.
Yeah, we're going to go quickly. Eli takes a snap, and he's going to keep it on the right side. It'll be a first down. Oh, boy, Eli, that's a big mistake right there. You just stick it up in there in front.
You got to put your nose down and get the first down right there.
He does make the first down, barely, but...
no, pardon me.
Boy, that could have been disastrous right there. He had the first down, then tried to go wide.
Wildcats moving quickly.
Again, Stowers going to take and hand to Aldridge, and what a play backside there. That's 24. Check that number, 24. That is, I can't see that one. Do we have 24?
24, Leighton White.
Leighton White.
Good play right there.
One of the reserves from the Prosper Eagles. Leighton White comes in, makes that play from the backside.
That's what playoff runs take.
All right, second down and 9.
Big plays from guys that don't play a lot.
Second down and 9 from the 14. Stowers going to take and hand now. They got to run the reverse, and Noble going to throw back here to him. Oh, and he got a man wide open in the end zone, and it is broken up and incomplete. Boy, just a half second late getting that off. He had a wide open receiver.
Prosper fans seem to think the ball was intercepted down here.
It was incomplete.
It was. And you know what? He did have Dylan in the end zone there, Dylan Rivero. A little late on the throw, but he had Ty just about 10 yards behind Dylan, around near the 10, 15-yard line for a
wide
check down. Wide open.
Yeah, it would have walked into the end zone. All right, third down now, 9 yards to go.
2 downs to get 9 yards.
From the 14, no two ways about it. Got 2 plays right here. Guyer going to send Ty Aldridge in motion, and now we're going to get a timeout. Each team, interesting enough, gets 1 timeout.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about both plays right here. I'm quite sure we'll have two plays called in the huddle, more than likely, or at least they'll talk about 2 plays right here. And now, Cam, you really got to dig down deep right here.
I'll say, as a Guyer fan, watching this game right here, if the ball is not in Eli's hands, if he's not throwing it or running it, if he's not doing something, then
you're disappointed.
Then you're going to be disappointed. You've seen it, throughout the game.
I go back to that 4th down call.
And it's tough, and that's all there is to say. As a fan right here, as a player, like
run pass option.
You want to see the ball in Eli's hands. You want to see him make a play. He certainly is the most versatile. He's the most athletic. He's the best player on the field.
Put him on the edge.
You put him on. You do something. You get the ball in his hands, and you let him make a play.
All right. 3rd down, 9 yards to go from the 14. Stowers is all by himself in the backfield. You got Trips on the left. He's going to get quick pressure on this left side, I can tell you right away. And he's going to keep it on the quarterback throw, and he's going for the corner. Touchdown! Stowers diving for the corner of the end zone. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
And that's a big Guyer touchdown. I think we got the other rooms up here in the booth. A little shock from the energy that was coming, but that's a big play right there.
Yeah. Don't talk over me. All right. My color man got a little bit excited there. You can't blame him. All right, here. Now, big extra point. Deep breath, kick down, and it is up, and it is good. Mayfield true his heart again. And that's exactly what Guyer needed. Their senior superstar, Texas A&M headed Eli Stowers, takes it upon himself and stuck that ball out and dove for the pylon, Camden. And you got to love it.
That's a big play. And you know what? We said it. We wanted it. And that's what you get. Eli Stowers to the corner, diving for the pylon. A little bit of a Vince Young Rose Bowl action right there. Maybe not.
Yeah, he didn't run free that
time. Maybe not, but
he had to dive. This time, Guyer
Good play right there from Eli Stowers. And, we got a listener right here. Good friend of Preston's, Luke Bush.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to him, former Guyer Wildcat. And he says, hey, Rick, hey, Cam, go Cats. He's listening in.
There you go. Got to love that.
Good alumni right there.
All right, now you'll switch. They used to have a coin toss every time. New rules for overtime is you're just going to alternate each time. So now Guyer will have the ball on offense again. And a lot of times this can be an advantage because you got a little bit of momentum. You got a little bit of good feeling about you. And now you get to turn around and have the ball again. So Guyer's going to have it again first down at the 25-yard line as we go here into the closed end zone. So very little wind at all in this closed end zone. And let's see what Guyer does here as we start out on first down. All right, Stowers, he got Slot on the right side with Stovall. Got Ty Aldridge to his left. Stowers going to take the snap and look and throw quickly out here to Jace Wilson. And he makes a man miss. He's inside, down all the way to about the 17-yard line. 9-yard gain on first down. Good job there by number 5, Jace Wilson, as he took that and got up the field, Cam. Quickly, Guyer goes right back to the line. Now Stowers going to keep it. This time cutting up the middle, and he is gone. Touchdown. right up the middle.
Another touchdown run for Eli Stowers. That's when you see that 110-meter hurdle speed right there. Sees a crease, and he hits it, and he's gone.
Yeah, 3 strides, and he's in the end zone.
Touchdown. Big play right there. Guyer Wildcats, 2 touchdowns in a row.
That's what I'm talking about. You get that momentum. It's nice. Now their offense has been sitting on the field, getting a little bit cold. Mayfield with the snap down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Another one right down the middle. And all of a sudden, it's a whole new ball game. Pressure shifts to the other side. Let's see if the Eagles can respond.
This is just some high-profile, high-intensity playoff football being played. You love what you see. These Guyer kids back against the wall, and the defense is back out there, and it would be poetic almost if the defense gets this win for us right here.
I agree. And I know they want to make a play right here, especially after they had that really uncharacteristically bad, sort of mental lapse there on the late hit out of bounds. But those guys are itching to make a play. Look at Eli Stowers onto the field right there. Now that is what leadership is all about. Quarterback Eli Stowers walks onto the field and he yells for his defense, encouragement, trips on the right. And here we come with the Eagles in the pistol. Jackson Berry going to take, fake, and look, and he's in trouble. He gets out of there, though, and he's got room, and he's running all the way inside the 15, all the way down to the 12.
I think we've seen the play from Jackson Berry steadily improve as the second half has gone on.
Yeah, he struggled really bad early on.
You've seen him use the legs a little more. That's been a really big help.
A little bit more decisive running, too. Like he was hesitating there early. That time
forced
took
the
off.
Ball a couple of times as well.
Yep.
You'd like to see that a little more.
Yep. All right, first down now and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line of Guyer. Maybe inside the 14. DeVinny going to be moved to the left side. Jackson Berry going to take and fake. Now roll out, and he's in the beat pressure. And it is, oh my goodness. Unbelievable right there. There's a flag down, though. What's the call going to be here? I think you might get holding on Guyer.
Near the receiver down here might be something between Ryan Yates.
Yeah, boy, we could see the game. There's another flag, though, in the middle of the field. I think you might have 2 different flags here.
The way that Jackson Berry threw that ball up, you might think free play, maybe? Get a holding on Ryan Yates, the defense.
Yeah, offsetting is something on Prosper, too, because they're going to call offsetting penalties. So we'll play the down over. It is at the 13-yard line of Guyer, so they can make a first down inside the 5-yard line, right around the 3.
Just as we compliment Jackson Berry right there, really
that was a big mistake.
Makes a bad throw and gets away with it.
All right, Jackson Berry in the pistol. First down and 10 from the 13-yard line of the Wildcats. Going to hand. Nope, fake. Fire on the slant, and it is caught. Is that Harpole? Yeah, the big Cameron Harpole, and he's down inside the 5. Be second down and 2 yards.
You saw Cameron Harpole catch a slant, I think, early in the first quarter for a touchdown. They got called back. Prosper ended up settling for 3. 6'4", 230.
Yeah, big kid.
Really athletic, catches the ball well. They've been down in the red zone several times and have not gone to him enough.
I agree. All right, here we go. Jackson Berry got trips to his left. Jacob DeVinny to his right. Going to keep it, and boy, he is hammered. Big play by the Guyer defense. Number 9, number 7, number 11. Familiar faces along with Jordan Eubanks in the backfield. Loss of 3 all the way back out to the 8-yard line. And it'll be third down and 5. Big play right there from those powerful senior players. Jordan Eubanks, Cooper Lance, and junior Rowan Briggs there. And now we got a quick timeout before the play. That is a Guyer timeout. All right, no doubt, though, this is one of those things, Cam, where it's 2-down territory, right? You don't have any choice. They know they've got to score. It's third down and 6. What do you dial up here?
So it's third down and 6. You got 2 plays to get 6 yards. So you might see Prosper keep the ball on the ground right here, just because they know they have that 4th down play, to go to.
Right.
There's no play clock. I mean, no time on the clock. Correct
right.
yourself.
I've always thought that when you get in situations like this, the odds are hugely in favor. I know you think, oh, well, they'll get stopped and they're fourth down. They're dramatic when they happen. But if you really want to talk about mathematically, the odds are hugely in the offense's favor.
Yeah,
you got 2 chances to make 6 yards. I mean, it's a huge advantage for the offense.
Right here, I like something on the ground, or I like a quick screen, something that's
going to get positive yards
that you know won't result in a loss or incompletion. With the modern day spread type offenses, that quick screen really is a run to the receiver. Almost
it really is, and it looks like you might be setting up for something like that. You got trips up on the left side. 21 DeVinny as a running back out there. And there's the slant to Harpole, and it's going to be close. Oh, what a huge job by the big guy. Did he get in there to the 3? It's going to be really close. I think he's short. He's going to be a half-yard short. Play of the game right here. 4th down and a half a yard from the 4.
Might see a timeout from the Prosper Eagles here if they want to talk about it, but I think they're going to leave their guys on the field. And the Guyer Wildcats are standing up. This is it right here.
This is it. Big Dotun in the middle. Cooper Land's going to come flying down from that corner. You know it. Oh, my goodness. And the Prosper right guard jumped off sides. That is devastating.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
Devastating.
And you know what? We've seen that all day from this Prosper Eagles team who, coming in, we really pegged out to be someone who was extremely fundamentally sound, won't make a lot of mistakes. They're going to make, their opponents play really well-rounded, and they've given us...
I'll be shocked if you don't get a timeout here.
They've given Guyer really a lot of leeway this game.
Yeah, I think you'll almost surely get a timeout. Maybe not.
I think they're going to go to it.
There you go.
Number 8,
Twins
Tyler
on
Bailey
each
down
side.
here.
And now you're going to get a timeout. Yeah. All right, 4th down.
And about 5 or 6.
4th down and goal to go from the 8. Or excuse me, 4th down and 4 from the 8. How can that be? From the 9, excuse me. And I knew they had to get it. All right, so it's 4th down. It's a little over 5 yards, actually. 4th down and really almost 6.
We do ask the fans to excuse us, at least excuse my dad. I'm still going to class, still going to school, but
I don't take math anymore.
He's been removed for a while. We're quite a bit of ways away. It starts to get hard to count.
Yeah, this is you gotta love it. This is the one thing we talked about there, Cam, is before you liked your odds, right? And it was looking pretty good. I mean, they only had about a half yard to make there. 2 plays to get 6 or 7 yards. Well, now this is it. 4th down and 6 from the 9-yard line.
Cameron Harpool is going to be split out in the slot down here.
Got to get to the 3 for a first down. Jackson Berry by himself in the backfield. Guyer going to rush only 3. Now going to bring pressure off the edge. Fire. Touchdown. Harpool. What a play.
What a throw. And I was just about to say, you got to key Cameron Harpool right there. We were just saying we really would like to see the Prosper Eagles go to him more. And great throw in the pocket. Great coverage by Peyton Bowen, sophomore number 22.
It's just a perfect throw.
Sometimes, though, you can do everything you can as a DB, and quarterback puts the ball in the perfect spot.
All right, this is important here. The extra points are always important. Gets taken for granted a lot. Let's see it. Snap, good. Kick up, and the kick is good. Right down the middle.
And then we're going to go into the third overtime here.
Third overtime.
So now what we will see is a touchdown has. If you score a touchdown, you will be required to go for 2.
Yep. There'll be no more kicks.
So that the extra point is taken out of the game. Michael Mayfield still will definitely be useful.
Yeah, because for a field goal, there'll be no more extra points kicked, though, from here on out. You're right. Well, I'll tell you what, Cam. I don't know. This game, you hate it, right? I've seen many of these, and I've been on my share of the good side of them. But you hate to see anyone lose this football game. Obviously, we want Guyer to win. We're pulling for him. But, boy, you just hate to see anyone lose a game like this.
And you know what? As a football fan, round 4 of the 6A Division II high school playoffs, great game between 2 powerhouses. You love to see it, but you're right. The intensity, it's high. hearts beating out of the chest, both sides, both fans.
Yeah, I will be surprised if we don't immediately see the legs of Eli Stowers again when we get the ball. But the defense, like the same thing that happened to Prosper last time. You just had a huge emotional defeat, so to speak, on a play. You got to let that go. Come back. You've played tremendous the whole day. Come back, play strong. You were in a great spot. Got to find that positivity. Jackson Berry by himself. Going to take fire to Harpole, and it is incomplete. Just out his outstretched arms. He was open down there.
Peyton Bowen on the coverage. Big task a sophomore to step up and cover Cameron Harpole, who is a Division I recruit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, he's going to Rice. Yeah, big time.
Yes, I couldn't recall, but
he's also a national academic merit scholar.
Big
All right,
ass.
Jackson Berry now by himself again. Got trips up on the left side. One thing you do not want to do is go backwards, though, and pressure quickly from Guyer, and way overthrown is again. He had Harpole wide open.
Almost picked off by Peyton Bowen right there. Bad throw by Jackson Berry.
Yeah, this is one of those things, again, where your kicker, you really need positive yardage right here. Because, I think, their kicker he's a solid kicker. But I don't know if he's got the leg to knock it in from 43 yards. I mean, he probably does, but I would say this is probably at the outside of his range. So, need at least 5 or 6 yards here, I think.
It's closer to 50 yards, too, from here.
Yeah, trips up on the left side. Again, firing out on the side, and it is, what a play by the secondary right there. 21, Ryan Yates makes a play on the ball as the ball goes through the hands of Bailey again. That was high.
But you know what? That's what they're going to do. They're going to send out the field goal team.
Oh, yeah, they have no choice, really. It'll be number 36, Brad Larson, on to kick. The ball will be put down at the 32. It'll be a 42-yarder. He was making them from just inside the 35 at 45 yards earlier, and it is blocked, and it's picked up, and they're running Fugit, and he's still on his feet. Still running, Jaden Fugit trying to get to the outside. Can he get to the corner? Jaden Fugit is still running, and now he is out of gas and knocked out of bounds. But that is huge as the Guyer Wildcats block that kick. And as I said, Cam, once that kick gets just about at the outskirts of your ability, you start kicking it lower and trying to get it as far as you can, and that's what happened.
To block. Slightly surprised, I will say that we did come away with a block there. I would have thought that we would have gone with something a little more prevent-based.
Right.
But you're not angry. You're not mad about it.
No, and now, especially with the big leg of Michael Mayfield, the huge advantage, Wildcats, right here. You will not, I will hope that you will not see anything now that could result in a loss.
You like to see the ball stay on the ground.
Because Mike Mayfield can pound it from this distance. We've seen him make a 56-yarder this year already. So you're going to see the ball moved forward. It wouldn't shock me to see 3 consecutive runs up the middle in a field goal to try to win this thing. Stowers, stack formation on the left. Snap, hand, 27 Phillips, and that's exactly it. He pounds forward for about 1.5 yards.
One thing I will say is that Prosper defense isn't going to fold, though.
No, absolutely not. They know what you're going to do as well. The one thing I might try to do, though, Kim, is run the ball to the left and maybe get it somewhat in the middle of the field.
The high school and college hash is very wide, unlike the NFL.
Yeah, although, I don't know Mayfield. He might like the hook a little bit. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I think that's certainly coming into account if you're a play caller right here. You ask your kicker where he prefers it.
Yeah, you're going to get quarterback power right here, I bet you anything. Eli Stowers, quarterback power on the left. Watch it. By himself, and that's exactly what you get right up the middle. And Stowers is running free, and now he is running, driving all the way down to the 4-yard line. Big-time players make big-time plays at big-time moments, Camden, and that's what you got.
Now you got 4 chances for the Guyer Wildcats to put the ball in the end zone, and you certainly think Mayfield's almost automatic from this distance. the energy's getting high around these fans.
Yeah, a little bit of
sidelines getting hype.
You can see the deflated sideline over there for
Life is
Prosper.
slowly leaving the Prosper Eagles.
Yeah, and he just hated that you'd lose twice to a team on the last play of the game, but that could happen right here. Eli Stauer is going to take and run the ball left side. He's pounding, and he's still twisting, and he is pushing, and he will score. Game over. Guyer going to the semifinals.
Huge play by Eli Stowers. Huge fourth quarter. Huge overtime by Eli Stowers. And we were talking about it. As a fan, you want to see the ball in your best player's hands. And that's what Webb did. That's what he went to. He went to Eli. He trusted his quarterback. And the Guyer Wildcats are going to be playing for their second straight state semifinal game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Cam, we're gonna throw this thing to a sponsor. This thing got you don't have a whole lot of time. We didn't get any commercials here. We're gonna throw this to one of our favorite sponsors, and then we'll come back to wrap this thing up. But this is one that's near and dear to your heart, Cam. So you might want to keep this short introduction. But let's talk really quickly about Living for Zachary.
Living for Zachary, I almost sound like a broken record at this point. I'm sure. Terrific program. It saves lives. If you're a parent and you have young children and teenager, preteen age, definitely look into this. Athlete, not an athlete, doesn't matter. Saves lives. It can save your kid's life. It saved mine.
All right, let's hear from Liz Thrailkill on this right now.
I'm Liz Thrailkill. Did you know sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 cause of death on school campuses? Living for Zachary is on a mission to change that, one kid at a time. Living for Zachary provides youth heart screenings for kids ages 12 through 22 and donates AEDs or automated external defibrillators to youth-based organizations. When it comes to your kid's heart, there's not a reason to wait. Guyer High School is a proud partner for Living for Zachary. My son Cam is an example of early detection. Living for Zachary and his heart screening from Living for Zachary may have saved his life. To find out more and register for a heart screening, visit livingforzachary.org and click on screenings. Do it today and go Wildcats.
Hey fans, we are back here at McKinney ISD Stadium. What a thriller in triple overtime. Your Guyer Wildcats pull out the victory. And, hey, John Piper here. I'm going to wind us down with some stats, and I'll throw it back to Rick and Cam to wrap it up. But Guyer, on the stat sheet, really should have lost this game. 15 first downs versus Prosper's 19. Rushing yards, obviously, they got a lot of those in the overtime period. 162 yards on 40 carries. And passing yards, only 93 yards passing today for Guyer. Eli Stowers was 7 of 18 with 2 interceptions. And, turnovers, 2 critical turnovers for Prosper in the end zone. They threw some interceptions right there in the red zone, and Guyer had 2 interceptions as well. But Guyer comes out with a victory here, and they live to fight another day. Now back to Rick and Cam.
Yeah, Cam, I tell you, my voice is almost gone here, but to wrap this thing up quickly, and then I'd like to spend just a little bit of time talking about the big game next week. But the difference today, 1 or 2 plays.
I agree, and big Guyer fans over here love to see the win, but you feel for the Prosper Eagles, feel for those kids. I think 5 or 6 trips in the red zone, and
yeah, they did make 2 huge 4th down plays, though, to make this a game. So no quit in either team. Again, though, we are homers, so we're moving on, and we are happy for the Wildcats. But let's spend a little bit of time talking about next week's game, because as you heard earlier and you reported, Cedar Hill did beat Tomball today, and this will be another big rematch. And they have some firepower like we have not seen this year. And let's all start with the Tennessee commit Caden Salter at quarterback.
Well, I'll never forget, last year, as I'm sure a lot of Guyer fans will never forget, round 2, 41-14, late in the third quarter. And we come back, and the only reason that we did come back, that happened, was because the ball was taken out of Caden Salter's hands. Plain and simple, fact of the matter, if we don't get 3 or 4 or 5 onside kicks, consecutively, we lose that game. If Caden Salter's able to hold on to the ball, we lose that game. And now he's going to see a different defensive scheme this year. It's 3-3-5. Obviously, a lot of the players are back, so it will be very familiar. But that's the biggest thing next week, is just keying in on that quarterback and trying to take the ball out of his hands, trying to make other players make plays.
Yeah, I would think this is what I believe you will see. You're going to see strength against strength. But what you saw today does make me a little bit nervous next week, because Jackson Berry had some running lanes today. And although he is a good athlete, he doesn't have great speed. Next week, if we over-pursue and we over-rush and you leave those openings for Caden Salter, he'll take it the distance. He'll stick it in the end zone on you. So I think, though, you'll see a little bit of a different defensive scheme next week. I'm almost guaranteed that you will see somebody, whether it's Marquand Pope or Jaden Powell, one of those guys. I think you'll see one of those guys spy the quarterback. I think you'll see a lot more of the defense, where you have Jaden Powell and Logan McDermott in the game. Your classic, what I call third down defense or long yardage defense.
The nickel corner.
Yeah, the nickel corner. I think you'll see more of that defense. Another week for Grayson O'Bara, and obviously he didn't play today. The hamstring's a little bit tricky, and it's not cold outside, but it's not exactly hot either. And this was the first week that he practiced, and he really only practiced a couple of days. But that gives him another week, and that gives you a guy that can take the top off of the defense. It's a look that we haven't had in a long time. So, I don't know, Cam. Your parting thoughts on what we're going to have to do offensively, though, next week, because I think your point was you can slow Caden Salter down, but you're not going to completely shut him down, right? You just can't do that. So we're going to have to score. So what are your thoughts today? Not a great offensive performance. And Cedar Hill, although maybe not quite as good defensively as Prosper, they're going to have athletes.
Defensively, great showing for the Wildcats. Really back-to-back weeks. You've seen the defense step up, make a lot of plays, and that makes you feel really good, because, the offense sometimes won't be there. To be a complete football team, you got to be able to win a lot of different ways, and that's what we've seen Guyer do. But second straight week that the offense has looked just slightly stagnant. Throughout the game, we didn't see Eli really have the freedom to make a lot of plays and improvise. We did towards the end, put the ball in his hands, and we ended up winning the game. I'd really like to see,
more of that.
Webb go to that next week.
Yeah, it's almost like you talk. I've heard you talk a bunch of times. You're a receiver, so you have that receiver mentality of the game. You see the open. You like when the game's open and moving and stuff. And I've heard you say multiple times. You look at how quarterbacks and some quarterbacks operate in the 2-minute drill. They just seem to operate better in that. I think Eli fits better in this type of offense. I think he does better. More free flowing. Whereas. When it starts to slow down and stuff, I don't think he's as good. It doesn't accentuate his gifts.
I agree. And when you're able to do as many things as he is, as a defense, you have to account for all of them. And that makes your mind go crazy fast when the team is hurrying up and running a play in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, parting thoughts now today as the game goes. Guyer Wildcats win this one 30-24 in triple overtime. A valiant effort from the Prosper Eagles. The Guyer Wildcats will head on, as you said, as we talked about earlier, to the semifinals, where they will play the Cedar Hill Longhorns. But my parting statement is to you, Cam, and to my partner, John Piper, for allowing us to do this today. I'm very proud of you, young man. I thought you did a tremendous job today. It was awesome to make this call with you. Unfortunately, you probably won't be with us next week as you're heading back to college this week. We'll see. It might be close. But certainly if we make it to the state championship, you might not be back with us. As I don't know what your practice schedule would be, but I'm super proud of you today. And if this is our last chance at it, it was an awesome experience from a dad and a broadcaster. And I want to thank so much my partner John Piper for allowing this as well, because he is not only my partner but my friend. And from the booth, Camden, you want to take us away?
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you as well to both y'all. It's really nice to come up here and speak about football. I love the Wildcats. I love just watching football, and it's humbling that y'all just respect me enough and trust me enough to I guess represent y'all. So I appreciate that.
All right, guys, from the field, it is another end of a great ball game. Your Guyer Wildcats move on 30-24.
We came to party.